This season, Aiden was the very first IBL pitcher of the week, and what a job you did against this Panther club.
Thank you very much.
Way back when. Aiden, talk to us a little bit about your Tecumseh upbringing in baseball down that way.
Just like baseball and growing up with it.
Yeah.
I played in Tecumseh my entire life. Tecumseh Rangers, Thunder, played for St. Clair for a season, and now I'm playing for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers.
And boy, we are thrilled about that. Listen, I always ask people, what's in a number? Number 15, is that what they threw at you, or is that something you chose?
It's just the number I've had my entire life. My dad picked it for me when I was young, and I just stuck with it.
And, you keep throwing like you have. We got that forearm better, and probably another week we'll get you back in the lineup here, folks.
Hopefully real soon.
Aiden, listen, here's a fun fact about this kid. The last time I counted, Aiden, there are 8.5 billion people on this planet. At one time, you held the world record 39 flips in 1 minute of a bottle flipping.
Up a water bottle.
All right, show us, talk to us. I'm not kidding you, folks. It's on YouTube. You can see it.
Twitter.
Sorry.
If you don't know, it's when the bottle flips like that and then lands like that. And I did that 39 times in 1 minute. So it was and 2016, that was the world record.
2016, like I said, 8 billion people, and he's number one.
Yep.
Well, we think you're one of the number one here with the Barnstormers. Listen, continued success, get healthy quickly, and all the best.
Yep.
Aid Ryan, folks from Tecumseh, Ontario. We got a couple of other superstars up in the booth. We got Mike Renier and Ed Myers, and we're going to send it up there to give their pre-game perspective.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you, Peter Cobb. And yes, here we are in a beautiful afternoon, second straight gorgeous afternoon here at Fergie Jenkins Field on Tweedsmuir in Chatham, Ontario. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers and the rest of the crew here for a Sunday afternoon IBL game. And happy Father's Day between your Chatham-Kent Barnstormers and the Kitchener Panthers. Third game in 3 days, Ed. And really, overall, things are going in the right direction for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. What a great game yesterday.
It really was. And as we mentioned, they seemed to turn the corner in the fifth inning, I think it was, where they had the big rally. They played well defensively. They seemed to be gaining a little bit more confidence. The pitchers certainly seemed more confident than they had been, and hopefully they can continue that momentum today.
I think really one of the biggest things that we saw in terms of a jump yesterday was the pitching, and specifically the starting pitching, where they've had a bit of a rough spot all throughout the season. That's something we're going to have to work on with the pitching staff, but things are pretty much collected. They were cool on the pitching staff, and when they did get into the jams, they were able to work things out and not give up the big inning to the Barrie Bay Cats.
Yeah, it's obviously the first few games they weren't finding the plate. They got behind a lot of batters, and when you get behind the batters, it's tough to pitch because you eventually have to come to the batter, and lots of hits, lots of home runs. That didn't happen yesterday, which was really good to see.
Brock Whitson with 5 innings pitched, starting pitcher yesterday. He put forth a really good effort. And I think you would agree, probably his best effort of this season so far. And 5 innings, 80 pitches. Bullpen came in and played quite well. So really every facet of the game seemed to fall in line against a very good Barrie Bay Cats team.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt that was a very experienced team. Great players, good pitching. And we rose to the occasion yesterday. And as you say, the pitching has improved dramatically, and hopefully they can keep that up today.
Again, we still see that power, too. We had a couple of home runs yesterday for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, including another monster shot from Seth Strong. I know you've got that kind of short target in right field, but again, he cleared that barn. I'm not exactly sure where that home run landed, but it might have been close to Memorial Arena down the street.
It got out of here in a hurry, and we have a limited view of that part of the field. I couldn't see it. It was hit high and long, and it was controversial too because they argued that it was a foul ball, but the umpire said it was fair, and therefore it was a fair ball.
It's the Barnstormers and the Kitchener Panthers this afternoon. Happy Father's Day. Beautiful Sunday for baseball here at Fergie Jenkins Field. We'll come back with more of the pregame show and first pitch in less than 15 minutes right here as you are watching Chatham-Kent Barnstormer Baseball. And we're glad you're here on a Sunday afternoon. Fergie Jenkins Field, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
My time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. They gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no wins, yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that, yeah. Run it, ooh. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my...
Here this afternoon, and this is the kind of baseball night that just makes you feel good all over. Boy, this certainly was a Donnybrook here yesterday, and his earned run average is 3.85. He has given up 70 walks and 178 strikeouts. He has 25 home runs and 98 runs driven in. He's a right-hand hitter standing deep in the plate. The pitch swung on by Keene, line shot to left field, base hit. Snyder overdrives it on the skip, fires it back in, and Keene is a base runner at first. Stepping in to lead off in the ball game will be young.
First time I've talked. I'm a baseball guy, but I'm really a promoter.
Here at Fergie Jenkins Field in Chatham, Ontario on Tweedsmuir. Father's Day baseball in the IBL. Barnstormers baseball back on the air. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers, Wes and Brad, your producers. Dan Dominguez, our statistician up here in the booth this afternoon. And everybody bringing you Barnstormer baseball for the third time in less than 72 hours. Lots of baseball here at Fergie Jenkins Field. And this is a great, I mean, it's always great atmosphere here. All the home games this season have been amazing, but there's an extra little jump in the stands this afternoon.
Yep, it's Father's Day, and again, I see a lot of familiar faces. I think many people have been to all three games, and they're starting to pile in now, and it's filling up, and the atmosphere and the day are conducive to some good baseball.
And this is the time of the year where we're really going to see a lot of Barnstormer baseball here at Fergie Jenkins Field. We're in the middle of 5 games here at home out of 6 overall, as we've got the road trip to London, just a short trip up the road on Tuesday night. And if you're looking at the original schedule and saying, "Oh, I don't see anything on Tuesday," that's a makeup game from a couple of weeks ago where it was rained out.
Yeah, it was rained out, and then they come right back here Saturday, and that's why pitching is so critical in this league, because you play games like that. You play 2-3 games in a row, and if you get into trouble with your pitching, it can wear pretty thin by the third game, 3-game series.
So we're going up to the Barnstormers going up to London, Labatt Park on Tuesday night to take on the Majors. A great rivalry in the making. And then 2 more games right here at Fergie Jenkins Field next weekend. Friday night, we'll see these Kitchener Rangers. Here I go. Mixing up the sports. Kitchener Panthers will be back in town for a 7:35 game Friday night. And then we will have Brantford coming back on Saturday. That's also an evening game, too, at 7:05. All the details you might need at ckbarnstormers.com and all of these social channels as we are getting ready, getting ever closer to Barnstormer baseball on this Sunday afternoon, as Chatham-Kent looking to make it 2 wins in a row after a big win yesterday afternoon against the Barrie Baycats. We will take a break. Be back in just a moment to Fergie Jenkins Field and Barnstormer baseball, presented by Kent & Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Fergie Jenkins Field here in Chatham, Ontario. It is Barnstormer baseball as we welcome in the Kitchener Panthers for the 3rd game out of 3 days here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers in your pitching matchup this afternoon. It's going to be Dakota Parsons for the Kitchener and Cam O'Reilly for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. We'll get more to the pitching matchup coming up in just a couple of minutes. Your starting lineups for Kitchener as we get ready to go here in a moment at the top of the 1st. Leading off will be in right field, Jet Jarvis. Center fielder Blake Jacklin bats second. Raul Gonzalez playing third base this afternoon. He'll bat third. Cleanup is your DH Nick Parsons. Junior Ibarra, he has got a lot of power. He's your catcher batting fifth. Batting sixth, Stephen Whalen. He is down at shortstop defensively this afternoon. Spencer Ross batting seventh. Jaden Kemp, your eighth batter in the lineup in left field. And batting ninth at first, Nolan Misa. And again, Dakota Parsons, your starting pitcher this afternoon for the Kitchener Panthers. And for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, leading off in the bottom of the first a little bit later on will be Spencer Marcus back in center field and back at the top of the lineup. Batting second at second base will be Dan Patel. So a couple of shifts in the batting order for manager Norman and the rest of the Barnstormers coaching staff, but you still have a lot of the familiar faces. So Patel batting second, batting third, Seth Strong, as he will be down at third base this afternoon. Your cleanup hitter in left field this afternoon, Braxton Haggith. Trent Sillett at first base. He is your fifth spot batter. DH, we're seeing Robert Mackey starts this afternoon. He'll bat sixth for the Barnstormers. Noah Murciano, we haven't seen a whole lot of him. He gets to start at catcher this afternoon as Murciano will be batting seventh. Batting eighth, Torin Vasilinek back in the lineup. He will be at shortstop. And batting ninth, in right field, Spencer Moran and Cam O'Reilly, the starting pitcher this afternoon. Ed Myers, as we see him back on the bump this afternoon. So O'Reilly, hopefully he can continue some positive trends we've seen with the starting pitching the last couple of games, or certainly yesterday for the Barnstormers. And I guess despite the 11-5 loss to Barrie on Friday night, you only had a couple of bad innings, and you still had a lot of positives to kind of grow from Friday night.
Pitching is always critical, especially with a new franchise, and the fact that our pitchers are fairly young. Kenny Williams is the only pitcher on the staff who has experience in a variety of leagues over several years, and hopefully O'Reilly can get off to a good start today. He had trouble finding the plate last week, and he had trouble with control, and hopefully he can rectify that today.
As mascot lefty down there, he almost ran over Dom. That would be terrible because Dom Donnell, the owner of the Barnstormers, he does everything. He does pretty much every task on this ball club. And if Lefty took him down, I don't know where we would be.
Need an army of people to replace him. He's here virtually all day, doing everything. Practices with the team. He sells tickets from the office and promotes pretty much every activity that Barnstormers are involved in, and he is a workhorse.
And he's the root of where we find the fan experience here at Fergie Jenkins Field, because they put the fan experience number one, and they made no bones about it. When they announced this team about a year and a half ago, they said, we're going to put the fan experience number one and go from there, and he's delivered.
It's a party type of atmosphere. People of all ages are here. Kids, senior citizens, there's all sorts of things for people to do, and Dom has certainly been responsible for bringing that to Chatham.
Minutes away, and then we'll get going to the first pitch. It is the Kitchener Panthers and the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers from Fergie Jenkins Field.
And direct your attention to the Canadian flag located in center field for the singing of our national anthem. Performed today by Great Up Blair.
Beautiful afternoon here at Fergie-Jenkins Field in Chatham, Ontario. Barnstormer Baseball back on the air. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers, Wes and Brad, your producers, Dan Dominguez, our statistician, great camera people, and everybody behind the scenes making Barnstormer Baseball go around wonderfully in year number 1 of our existence in the IBL. Happy Father's Day, and you could not order up any better weather, not only today, Ed, but all weekend. It's just been great for 3 ball games here.
Very nice day, and apparently the humidity comes in tomorrow. It'll be just fine. It's pleasant sitting here. The sun is shining. Stands have filled up, and we're ready for some good baseball.
Barnstormers trying to continue the success of yesterday. An 11-4 win over the Barrie Baycats, as the bats were certainly working. Some great pitching when they needed some great pitching, and it just all kind of came together yesterday afternoon. And they'll try and make it 2 wins in a row here on their home turf as the Kitchener Panthers are back here, and we'll see them again at Fergie-Jenkins Field on Friday night right here. And they'll always be in the history books for Chatham-Kent. It was the very first game in team history back on the 18th of June where Kitchener was in town, and Chatham-Kent fortunate enough to win that night.
Yep, and we were looking at the roster yesterday. Barrie have several players who played together for 5 to 8 years, and you think compare them to the Barnstormers, and these guys have known each other for a few weeks, and it takes a little while to gel, get to know each other, playing on the same team for the same objective, and as I said earlier, they seem to have turned a corner yesterday.
Cam O'Reilly, your starting pitcher this afternoon for the Barnstormers as we are ready for baseball here at Fergie-Jenkins Field. As Ed mentioned, another wonderful crowd here this afternoon, as this community is really taken to the Barnstormers in year number 1. And vice versa. Beautiful afternoon, 24 Celsius, light breeze coming into the broadcast booth, nice sunshine, and relatively low humidity. Nice day for baseball. And we are underway with a foul ball at 1:36 Eastern Time underway. And Jed Jarvis, your leadoff batter for the Kitchener Panthers, playing right field this afternoon. Cam O'Reilly, the left-hander, on the mound for the Barnstormers. Ahead early on the count. There's the 0-1, swing and a miss. Nice fastball. And a big cut from Jarvis, could not catch up. So now early ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes. O'Reilly trying to find the pitch that he likes best, and he's got it. Here's the 0-2, and this one floats inside and too much inside, so that is unfortunate. Looks like he didn't have the release point that he wanted, and it hits Jarvis on an 0-2, so that's quite unfortunate as he gives the base runner to Kitchener.
I was just about to say, he got ahead of the batter, and now he can make the batter come to him, and then he hits him with a nice pitch. So,
but it looks like he might have he released the ball a little bit too
yeah, it
early.
looked like it came out of his hand differently. I'm not sure. It didn't look like a regular delivery.
Now Jacklin in the box. Blake Jacklin at center field this afternoon with one man on and nobody out. He takes the first pitch high for ball one. Small sample size for Jacklin at the plate this year, just 10 at bats, but he's got 4 hits and 3 runs scored. So that early 400 batting average for Jacklin. Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss. Good movement, good velocity there from O'Reilly.
We were mentioning Friday night, I think it was, that some of the college players from the States have been playing ball since March. And this individual, Blake, will be attending East Tennessee State and this year. So he would become, right from his season, probably the end of April, into the Panthers lineup.
Seamlessly, you'd think. All warmed up, ready to go.
Yeah.
He's ahead of the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. O'Reilly looks in, and now he's going to toss it over the first. Jarvis didn't have much of a big lead, so he gets back quite safely.
Part of that thought was, we mentioned the kids who play college ball and university ball in Canada, their season is a very brief one, ends about the 1st of November.
Here's a long fly ball to right field, and that one was a long, long way, but a fair bit foul, so Stormers catching a break there as he got a lot of that baseball, but foul off to the right-hand side. So now, count even up with 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jarvis at first, as we're nicely underway here at Fergie Jenkins Field on this Father's Day. Another packed house here at Fergie Jenkins Field. 2-2 the count. O'Reilly ready, and the 2-2. Nice movement, strike 3 called. He struck him out. And he took some velocity off that pitch and off speed. And that's a strikeout for O'Reilly. 1 out.
Good start for O'Reilly. He's throwing strikes. As you said, he took something off that ball, and he spun it a little bit and froze the batter.
Brings up Raul Gonzalez batting in the 3rd spot and at 3rd base this afternoon. Power hitter from the right-hand side. His first pitch just misses, a little bit low. Ball 1. Gonzalez batting average again really early in the season, just below 200, 196 before this at bat. Takes this one inside in the corner, gets the call, 1 ball and 1 strike. Got a home run to his name and a double so far early in the 2024 campaign. And Gonzalez, 1-1 pitch again, another nice one, good fastball. And once again, gets ahead of the hitter. 3rd batter into the game, and so far the count's working in the favor of the pitcher O'Reilly. Left-hander looks in for the sign. He's got it. Lances over to first. And the 1-2 pitch is low. The runner goes to second base. There's no throw. And easily into second goes Jet Jarvis. And the count now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Panthers have a runner in scoring position now early on. It's a fairly big lead now at second. It's it around back there. Here's the 2-2 pitch and a liner just foul to the left-hand side. As the runner Jarvis is kind of dancing all over the place trying to get the pitcher off his game a little bit.
Paul Gonzalez is in his 2nd season with the Panthers. He was a 2023 All-Star, and he was a finalist for the MVP last year.
Here's the 2-2, and this one in the dirt. This fills up the count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jarvis at second, and 1 man out. Here's the 3-2 with the runner going, and this one, strike 3 called. And that one, they'll take that one as the runner takes third, uncontested, no throw down, but that was a strike 3 called on the inside part of the plate. So now 2 out and a runner at third. So a nice pitch again from O'Reilly when he needed one.
Yeah, no, I was confused with the sequence. The catcher bobbled the ball, and the batter went to the dugout.
It was kind of a nonchalant
Yeah.
late call from the home plate umpire. Justin Snively behind there this afternoon. He's your home plate umpire. And Justin Van Horn at first. Ben Flesher, your third base umpire this afternoon. Back-to-back Ks from Cam O'Reilly. That brings up Nick Parsons, your designated hitter in the cleanup spot for the Kitchener Panthers. 2 men down, 1 man at third base. Top of the first, still scoreless. And the pitch is fouled back right behind us, and that kind of knocked off the mask of the catcher for the Barnstormers this afternoon. Back there, Noah Murciano. Haven't seen too much of him. He gets the call, and it's a tall, lanky fellow behind the plate. That was the backswing that got the mask off of him. Gets up quickly, and he's all right. One of 4 games this afternoon, a busy day in the IBL. Every team except Barrie in action this afternoon. We'll keep an eye on the other 3 games going on over the course of the afternoon. Barrie with the day off as they had back-to-back days here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Here's the pitch, and this one just foul by a couple of inches right before it got to the third base bag. Getting a good part of the bat on that one was Nick Parsons, designated hitter this afternoon. And O'Reilly ahead of the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Did he go around? No, he just held up, able to check his swing. That was a close one. And first base umpire Justin Van Horn says, nope, didn't go around.
Good pitch, 2-strike pitch. Threw it up high and away.
O'Reilly's still ahead of the count. 1-2 pitch and swing. Gonna miss. He struck him out on a pitch high and a bit outside, but he got him to chase. 3 straight strikeouts, leaving a man at third base. We go to the bottom of the first here at Fergie Jenkins Field. We're scoreless, Kitchener and Chatham-Kent. You are watching Chatham-Kent Barnstormers Baseball, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Bottom first here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers. Scoreless ball game. We go to the bottom of the first, and Spencer Marcus starts the Barnstormers off the plate. He takes the first pitch inside and low. Ball one, and Marcus having a fantastic start of the season. 12 games in and a .395 batting average. So he's had a great start to this campaign. And early ahead in the count. Swan grounded to second. Scooped up and on to first. One batter and one out. As that was Spencer Ross making that play at second base. So a quick out. And Dan Patel, his counterpart, as a matter of fact, at second base this afternoon as he strolls in. Dakota Parsons, the starting pitcher for the Kitchener Panthers this afternoon. Early control problems for Parsons they don't want to work on here this afternoon. No control problem there. He catches the inside part of the plate for strike one. His fourth game starting for the Panthers. 15 1/3 innings coming in, 11 walks, so he wants that value to go down significantly. Here's a chopper right back to the mound. Parsons fields it, and quickly, 2 down here in the bottom of the first for the Barnstormers. Both pitchers off to a good start so far. But here's the pand up now for the Barnstormers. Seth Strong getting the assignment at third base once again this afternoon. And by far, he gets the biggest ovation here at Fergie Field.
The Panda is becoming a fan favorite, no doubt. He's delivered most every game when he's been home.
Monster home run again yesterday over the right field, not only fence, but over the barn over there.
Out of the neighborhood.
Big power. Fouls the first one off, and strike one on Seth Strong. This one in the dirt bounces away. And actually his mom just got this word from Dan. Just introed him. So it gave Jeff a little bit of a break on the PA announcing. His mom introduced him as he strolled up to the plate. So that's kind of a cool thing. As she is in town, she has made it. And here's the pitch, getting a little bit of it and fouling it off at the plate. I think that got a part of the catcher.
Last we heard from her was Friday night. She was looking for her passport.
And then I saw a follow-up that she had found it, and she was hightailing it here to CK. Yeah, she found it. I could probably just imagine how quickly she was going to get out of there as soon as she found it. So I'm sure a thrill for her to announce her son at the plate. I'm sure a thrill for him, too. Behind in the count, though, right here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here is the pitch. This one tails outside a little bit as the catcher tried to bring it back and frame it. And unsuccessfully doing so, but Ibarra tried his hardest to bring it back in.
It's hard to sell that. It was a flat curve that came around the plate.
2-2 from Parsons. Here's the pitch, and again, another one that tails outside. And the count is full. Seth Strong, 3 balls and 2 strikes. First 2 batters out quickly here for the Barnstormers in the bottom of the first. Parsons ready. Here's the 3-2. This one is in the air, popped up, and this is going to be not contained by the ballpark. It's fouled out of play, so the count remains 3-2.
Those foul balls created a lot of havoc yesterday in the game. Catcher missed a couple of them, and first baseman missed one yesterday. We weren't sure whether the wind didn't seem to be blowing that hard, but they really had problems with them.
Maybe negotiating the sun might have been an issue, but not sure. Swan, a pitch that was outside of the zone, but swatted at and getting a little bit of it. Was strong, fouls it off once again. So hanging in tough, it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Parsons ready in the 3-2. This one line to right center field and going over to make the catch in right field. Just getting it above the turf. A nice play in right field and hauled in by Jed Jarvis. So a hard hit ball to right. Jarvis hauls it in and 3 up, 3 down Go the Barnstormers in the bottom of the first. One complete here at Fergie Jenkins Field. We are scoreless. You are watching Barnstormers Baseball on this Father's Day Sunday, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
Barnstormer Baseball this Sunday afternoon. Happy Father's Day. Top second we go with the Kitchener Panthers and the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. And your Junior Ibarra, your catcher this afternoon, leads things off in the 5-hole in the lineup. And he takes the first pitch to third base, a 2-hopper. And a strong throw over to first base. 1 pitch, 1 out in the top of the second. A nice start for Cam O'Reilly on the mound. Inning in the third. And he's looked pretty sharp so far. So back-to-back days, Ed, with the starting pitchers off to some good starts, which is really, really good to see. And hopefully we can see this for the large chunk of the rest of the season.
It's a good change in what's been happening, and it keeps the players on the field a little bit more in the game too. And you're not walking batter after batter. And I was going to comment too. The Panda can play third base as well as first. He plays it well.
Very versatile, very powerful at the plate. O'Reilly pumps in a first pitch strike. Stephen Whalen, your shortstop this afternoon for the Panthers. Here's the strike 1 pitch, and he gets a piece of it, bounces off to the right-hand side towards the dugout. Whalen batting .289 in this early season. He's got 6 RBIs on the team. O'Reilly ahead of the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, trying to get that outside part of the plate. Looks to be a little bit low as it dips out of the zone. Doesn't get the call, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Spencer Ross waits on deck. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that was a slider that slid out of the zone. Reedman up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on the shortstop for the Kitchener Panthers, Whalen.
Moving the ball around well. He's throwing high, low into spots.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. He swats at it, and a multi-bouncer to second. This is going to be a tough play. He's going to have to hurry, and he gets him by a half a step. Stayed with it. And a very good job there, Dan Battelle. He had to move quick, and he did.
One of those little tweener bounces between the first base pitcher and second base. And he had to come in quite a ways. He got that right on the edge of the infield grass.
So 2 ground outs to kick off this top of the second. Spencer Ross, your second baseman now, trotting in for the Panthers. O'Reilly looking for the sign. Here's Here's the first pitch to Ross, and this one bounces in and bounces away from the catcher. Ball one. Ross coming in, 308 batting average. Couple of RBIs.
Another player with attending an American school, attends Lawrence University in Wisconsin.
I can catch up to that one. Strike one, so 1-1. Here's O'Reilly with the 1-1 and framed, but doesn't quite get the call. Misses a bit outside. Balls and one strike on this Father's Day. And presented by CK Tourism this afternoon. This one does catch the outside part of the plate. That one had some movement to it.
Yep.
And I don't know, looked like it might have been a little outside, but O'Reilly does get the call. And it evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Spencer Ross.
We'll take it.
Absolutely. No complaints on this side. AB on the Kitchener side. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it goes low in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Spencer Ross. Zeros across the board, and line score for both teams so far. Still early on, top second. O'Reilly trying to get his team back in the dugout. He's ready. And the 3-2 pitch is high and outside. It is a walk for Spencer Ross as he continues the inning. And the first walk given up this afternoon for O'Reilly. Jaden Kemp will be now up, the 8th batter in the lineup for the Kitchener Panthers, playing left field this afternoon. First pitch from O'Reilly hits the inside part of the plate. Starts off Kemp with a strike, 0-1 the count. The 0-1 hit in the air, high in the air to right field, scampering over, biting the sun, and concluding the inning. It's caught in right field as it's brought in by Spencer Moran, the right fielder this afternoon for the Barnstormers. 1 man left on, no further damage. We go to the bottom of the second. We're still scoreless, Panthers and Barnstormers, as you are watching Chatham-Kent Barnstormer Baseball. And we're glad you're here on this Father's Day, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
And Isaac, what are you doing here today on Father's Day?
Well, I got lucky enough that my son is the catcher on Chatham Barnstormers, and I'm here to watch him play.
And what is your son's name, Isaac?
Noah Mercier.
Do you have any dreams or what's on your bucket list?
Well, for now, I'm going to enjoy the summer and try to enjoy baseball.
Thanks, Isaac. Did you get any at concession stand on your way in?
Yes, I got a really nice cold bottle of water and some fries. They were delicious.
I'm glad you found it delicious. And I take you right back to Barnstormers baseball.
Back at Fergie Jenkins Field, Mike Renier along with Ed Myers. It's a beautiful day again for baseball. Happy Father's Day. Scoreless between the Kitchener Panthers and Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. And Braxton Haggith, your cleanup batter this afternoon, leads things off in the bottom of the second for Chatham-Kent. He takes the first pitch inside and low off the dirt. Yesterday, pretty good day at the plate for Braxton as he hit one out of here. 2 for 5 overall on Saturday afternoon. Leading the attack in a big win over the Barrie Baycats as both of those teams split the 2 games here. Now he goes the other way with this one, well foul, into the bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike on Haggith. It's Haggith, Sillett, and Robert Mackey into the starting lineup this afternoon. He'll bat third this inning and 6th overall. This one, another screamer along the left-hand side, well foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dakota Parsons, your starting pitcher this afternoon for Kitchener as he gets ahead of the count here. He's ready. And here's the 1-2. This one skied into the very shallow outfield. And there's the shortstop really on the outfield edge of the grass. He's able to haul it in. So a pop-up. Stephen Whalen able to make that play. And 1 batter, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Trent Sillett now coming up for the Barnstormers. It's in the number 5 hole, playing first base this afternoon. His first pitch bounces this one foul along the left-hand side for strike 1. Sillett batting .243 in this early campaign. This one well outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
So the last few games seems to have found himself a place at first base. He's starting to hit the ball. Very good fielding first baseman.
This one catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So again, good movement from both starting pitchers so far in their pitches this afternoon. Dakota Parsons head of the count here. This one misses the mark. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One of 4 games in the IBL this afternoon. We'll get updates as we get them. Games in London, Welland, and Toronto, as well as here this afternoon. Here's the pitch. Jaws getting a little bit of the baseball from the end of the bat. Rains 2 balls and 2 strikes as Sillett hangs in there. Brantford's in Toronto, just getting underway. Also Guelph in Welland. Hamilton's in London this afternoon. Beautiful weather all over southwestern Ontario. Here's the 2-2. This one well outside once again. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
So in a few pitches that have been outside of the strike zone that we have swung at in this inning.
Not chasing there. 3-2 the count. Robert Mackey waiting on deck. And this one had some movement. Actually, that hit the batter. Looked like got him on the elbow. It's going to be ball 4 anyway. So however you want to look at it, Sillett will take first base. Officially the hit by pitch on a 3-2 throw.
Yeah, two guys got hit. The batter got hit, and then the catcher got hit.
We've seen a number of that early on in this season. A lot of the games. Sillett takes first base on the official hit by pitch. And Robert Mackey getting the start this afternoon. He's your designated hitter in the number 6 hole. He's got a runner on. Sillett at first, 1 down. First pitch, swing and a miss. Good fastball there from Parsons. Couldn't catch up to it.
Barra is regarded as the best catcher in Cuba.
In the whole country?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Second season with Kitchener.
Takes this one low, out of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Cuban baseball is very popular in Cuba. I got a chance to watch a game a few years ago. It was exciting. A lot of good baseball played in Cuba.
Always favorites are up there when you have the international tournaments. World Baseball Classic, those are always fun to watch.
Yeah. Our pitching coach has had quite a bit of experience rundown with international baseball. Had a lot of experience in baseball all over the world, really.
Fans here at Fergie Field not enthused with that call, as strike 2 was the call. Parsons getting that one. 1-2 count now on Robert Mackey. Here's the pitch. Gets a little bit of it once again. Fouls it off to the left-hand side. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brent Sillett at first base.
Yeah, Gil Rondon, it was the coach of the Puerto Rico team in the 2009 World Baseball Classic. And he's coached in Canada, States, pitched for the Astros, White Sox. Has quite a career in baseball.
Glad to have him here. Very lucky to have him here as part of the Barnstormers organization, year number 1. 2-2 on Mackey. Here's the pitch. Again, gets a little piece of it. Skies it foul behind us.
I'm impressed that he throws batting practice every night. He's thrown batting practice 3 days in a row.
You're saying he's throwing it like he's still 30 years old?
He throws strikes. He throws hard. He's 70 years old.
Throwing at half his age. Here's the pitch once again to Mackey, outside and low. And now the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
He offered to share part of his duties today with me. I declined.
Where you would be pitching coach and he would be up here? You
he wanted me to come out and throw some pitches in batting practice.
Pitch is low, and the runner is moving, but it's all moot because that's ball 4 low. And drawing the walk is Robert Mackey, so Sillett was going to be at second base anyway.
More delayed action there, eh?
The good patience. Great at bat there for Robert Mackey. Very patient. And forcing a lot of pitches there from Dakota Parsons. So 2 men on now for the Barnstormers. Sillett moves up to second. Mackey on the walk to first. And here's Noah Murciano, catcher this afternoon for the Barnstormers.
Guy's built like a basketball player. Very tall.
Very lanky, yeah.
A long sock look makes him look taller.
Noah Murciano. 2 men on, 1 out. He's got a 1-0 count on him. Here's the pitch. That one right down the middle. Good velocity once again. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He and Garrett Day be a good nucleus for a basketball team, maybe wintertime.
Maybe that's how they do the offseason. Here's the 1-1. Waves that one out of the strike zone outside. Doesn't catch up to it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dakota Parsons now ahead of the count. Barnstormers trying to get more of a attack here. Bottom second, still scoreless. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one trails the other way, well inside. Murciano had to get out of the way of that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another amazing crowd here. Not a lot of empty spots at all, if any. Here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Beautiful weather, great Father's Day. And the pitch is fouled off, getting a piece of it. Another good at bat here from Noah Murciano. So at the plate, the Barnstormers making the pitcher Parsons throw a lot of pitches here.
He's fouling those off. He's spoiling the pitches for when he really wants.
Here's a 2-2 pitch, and again, there's another one. Fouled off to the left-hand side, so this at-bat continues as Murciano battling. Getting the starting catcher assignment this afternoon. Dakota Parsons, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vasilenic back in lineup this afternoon. He waits on deck. Here's the 2-2. outside and high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And now, pitching coach heading out to have a conversation with his starting pitcher this afternoon, Dakota Parsons. So maybe he says a little bit in the delivery. I could use a little bit of work. Pitching coach Steve Scagnetti. And he actually pitched in this league a number of years ago. 38 pitches so far, 38 and climbing for Dakota Parsons here, bottom of the second inning. So that's an elevated pitch count early in this game.
It is. He's been a little erratic, but he's done okay to this point in time. Got to find the plate on a more regular basis.
There's an important pitch for both sides early in this ball game. 3-2 on Murciano. Here it is. He got him on the inside corner. Strike 3. And he's having little words with the umpire, as are a few of the fans here at Fergie Jenkins Field. But Murciano goes down on strikes after good at bat. Many pitches.
Tough
But
pitch
it's won
to
by
take.
Parsons.
You know, but probably did catch a little bit of the plate. 3-2, you should be swinging.
So he goes down on strikes. That is the second out of the inning. 2 men remain on. And Torin Vasilenic back in the lineup for the Barnstormers. Takes the first pitch in for a strike.
As Ernie Harwell always said, it must have been a strike. The umpire said so.
Ernie's way of saying that maybe he didn't agree with the umpire, but he was classy about it. Here's the strike 1 pitch. That well outside. 1 ball and 1 strike on Vasilenic. This is his 10th game so far. For a good day at the plate. 167 is batting average coming into this afternoon. Playing shortstop this afternoon. Spencer Moran would be next if he is able to get his chance in this second inning. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So after that chat with the pitching coach, Parsons having some success on the mound. 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Vasilenic. Here's the 1-2, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And a strikeout for Dakota Parsons. Torin Vasilenic goes down, as do the Barnstormers in the bottom of the second. We're 2 complete. We're still scoreless here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Come on back in a moment. The third inning, as you're watching Barnstormers baseball, presented by Kent & Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Top of the third inning here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Happy Father's Day. Mike Renier Jr. along with Ed Myers. I'll explain that in just a moment. As the Barnstormers and the Kitchener Panthers scoreless through 2. And both starting pitchers having a good afternoon so far. Cam O'Reilly for the Barnstormers, third inning of work. And Nolan Misa, number 9 hitter for the Panthers, starts off the third. Good movement from O'Reilly, does not get the call. Ball 1. Misa, Jarvis, and Jacqueline, your 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the third. Follow-up pitch again, misses the mark, just a bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch is outside, so 3 balls and no strikes. Behind the count here, O'Reilly. In danger of walking the leadoff man to kick off the third. O'Reilly ready, as is Misa. The 3-0 is in the dirt, a 4-pitch walk to start off the top of the third here. And the Panthers have the positive side here to start off this inning. I put Junior to my name because I want to say hello to my dad on this Father's Day, peering in. My parents watching the stream this afternoon. So Mike Sr. and Laura, Hancock, Ontario. Nice to have them peering in here today. And I have to apologize. My dad's not here at the ballpark. I just didn't invite him. I'm very sorry, Dad. We'll catch a game really soon. So happy Father's Day wherever you're peering in this afternoon. A special Father's Day here at Fergie Jenkins Field presented by CK Tourism this afternoon. So Misa draws the walk to begin the third inning. Throw over, gets back safely. Jet Jarvis, your leadoff hitter. He was hit by pitch to kick off this ball game at 1:37 this afternoon. Jarvis, Jacqueline on deck. This one is skied high in the air in that bright sunshine. Shallow right field, and now the center fielder will take charge and haul it in for the first out. As Spencer Marcus patrolling the outfield this afternoon, he hauls that one in. So 1 out, 1 on. And that will bring up Blake Jacqueline.
Notice that Lee Casera's not in the lineup today. He had a collision at first base in the game yesterday. I wonder if he's feeling a little bit of the after effects of that today.
Give him a day off, and hopefully he'll be ready to go in London as the Barnstormers head to take on the Majors on Tuesday night at Labatt Park. Pitch inside to Blake Jacqueline. Tuesday in London, and then Friday and Saturday back at home here for the Barnstormers. Friday night, as Kitchener will be back here for an evening game. Here's the ball 1 pitch. This one skied off to the left-hand side, well foul. Even up 1 ball and 1 strike. Moderate breeze here this afternoon, but again, perfect weather for a ball game.
Certainly pleasant sitting here. As we mentioned, the stands have pretty much filled up.
Wonderfully attended all season long. First season in Barnstormer history. 1-1 pitch. And fans here wondering where that one missed, but it missed. 2 balls and a strike on Blake Jacqueline, center fielder for Kitchener this afternoon. He was the first of 3 that struck out in the top of the first. And good movement on that one. Off-speed pitch. Drops right into the strike zone. So good one there. Perfectly timed, 2-2.
We were talking yesterday about Chatham-Kent has certainly adopted the Barnstormers. Very supportive community. They regard the Barnstormers as their team.
It's been an amazing first go here. And this one popped up left-hand side, shallow left field. Shortstop going back, and that one hauled in shallow left field. Your shortstop, Torrin Vasiletic, hauls that one in. So 2 down. Runner remains at first for Kitchener. And that will bring up Raul Gonzalez. One of the strikeouts in the first inning. Slightly rocky start for the afternoon for Cam O'Reilly. He hit his first batter, Jet Jarvis, but he settled right down right after that and impressively struck the next 3 batters out to end off the top of the first. Jacqueline, Gonzalez, and Parsons all going down in strikes. His second at bat starts with a pitch on the outside part of the plate. Strike 1. Parsons, your DH, on deck. And O'Reilly hopes he sees him to start off the next inning. Here's the 0-1. Another off-speed pitch, and getting a piece of that one was Gonzalez. Fouls it off. And O'Reilly nicely ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes, top of the third.
Gonzalez is also a Cuban player. Played the Cuban National Series in the winter. Certainly probably playing baseball 12 months a year.
Impressive player. Throw over to first. Well back in time as a runner. Teams in the IBL allowed 3 imports, or was it 4?
It's 4.
4 imports.
5 next year.
0-2 from O'Reilly. Here's the pitch. This one grounded to third. Played nicely by Strong. Long throw over, and he got him. A 5-3 putout ends the top of the third. Good half inning once again from the Barnstormers. We go to the bottom of the third here at Fergie Jenkins Field. We are still scoreless. You are watching Fergie Jenkins Field from Fergie Jenkins Field. Barnstormers baseball presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Hi, it's MJ here at the Barnstormers baseball game on a lovely sunny day. And here we have a fan.
Derek.
Okay, Derek, it's Father's Day. What brought you here?
My wife bought tickets for me and my kids.
What a lovely gift. How many kids do you have?
2.
2 kids. Did you get anything at the concession stand while you were here?
Yeah, I've had a beer and I got a hat and a burger.
Well, that sounds like they're treating you real good. Are you glad you came?
I am.
I forgot. Have you been to any other games?
No, this is my first Barnstormers game.
Do you plan to come back and see some more?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you very much, Derek. And back to you, Chatham Barnstormers.
Spencer Moran starts off the bottom of the third here for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. We're still scoreless at Fergie Jenkins Field on this Father's Day. Beautiful afternoon. Another one here in Chatham-Kent. No balls and a strike on the number 9 hitter for the Barnstormers, taking the next pitch inside and low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Didn't start the game yesterday, but he came in off the bench. Gets his turn in right field, starting it off today. Here's the 1-1 from Parsons. That trails inside. Misses the strike zone. And Moran is up 2 balls and a strike. Two-one. Trails inside. Didn't know if that hit the bat or not.
I didn't either.
Looks like it is called a ball, so it looks like 3-1. No, it's just the way it sounded. It looked like it might have hit the knob of the bat. But
it was a muffled sound.
But it looks like he called it a ball, so 3-1. And now,
you got him on that one.
Now it doesn't matter as he gets plunked in the back. Looks like he's all right, but Spencer Moran hit by pitch. And he starts off the bottom of the third. He'll trot to first as we go back to the top of the lineup. Spencer Marcus now coming up here for the Barnstormers. Moran at first. Marcus with a ground out back in the first inning.
You've seen a lot of players hit by pitches so far this season, more than you normally would.
That one saved at first base as the throw over almost got away, but a good job by Misa at first base to keep it in front of him. But you're right, Ed. For both sides, not just the Barnstormer problem, but some of the teams coming in here on both sides. We've seen a lot of HBPs. That one hits the outside of the plate, and strike one called. Spencer Marcus at the plate. Moran at first, as he was flunked by a pitch to begin this bottom of the third. Spencer Marcus fouls it off. No balls and 2 strikes.
You know, we had at least 3, we hit 3 batters yesterday at least. I know the stats from Whitson, he hit 3 batters, and I think there was another one along the way.
Here's the 0-2, and this one went way inside. That was almost another one, but getting that back shoulder out of the way. And Marcus takes the ball well inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
Tough decision. He looked, because it was a slider, and he's wondering how far is this going to break.
Gets out of the way. 1-2. Here's the pitch, and again, another one that's inside. Now, you've also got the fact that Marcus is crowding the plate, so he's pretty close to that home plate.
Is that, and he possesses a good bat, quick hand, so he can afford to be close.
2-2 pitch, outside and low, and good job by Marcus to be patient, and a good eye. He has come all the way back from 0-2, and the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 man on base.
No score, 3-2. You send him?
I'm saying no for this time around. I think he stays put. There's a pitch to Marcus. Well, I'm wrong.
Well, it's a 50-50 chance, right?
And I'll tell you, I've been wrong a lot in my life, so it should be nobody's surprise that I did not predict that one correctly. But it's moot as it's fouled off the plate as Marcus remains up there. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Moran hit by pitch. He's at first. Game still looking for its first run and its first hit, which could happen right here. Here's Marcus. The 3-2 is just inside, and he gets the call. It is a walk, ball 4, and a hit by pitch and a walk to kick off this bottom of the third. So 2 on and nobody out for Chatham-Kent.
I asked the question again. The analytics people do not like the bunt. I would be torn as to whether or not to bunt in this situation. I think I might. Move the bat, 2 runners in the scoring position with 1 out. I think that's a pretty good percentage.
With Seth Strong on deck.
Coming up.
Here's Battelle. He takes the first pitch he sees into shallow center field. 3 outfielders, or fielders in general, converging, but it's a shortstop. He'll haul that one in. 1 pitch and 1 out as Whalen hauls that one in. So the runners have to stay put. First and second, 1 out. As Panda's back up here, here's Seth Strong.
So much for that thought.
So far, we're over with our predictions.
I think by next year, the bunt may become illegal. You don't see people bunt very often, and the ones who try don't seem to work at it much anymore. As a former pitcher, that's all we were allowed to do, basically, is bunt. There was no DH when I played.
Seth Strong's first pitch misses the mark outside. Ball 1. 2 men on, 1 man out. Dakota Parsons, your starting pitcher for the Kitchener Panthers. So far, collectively, 4 walks in this game, 3 hit batters, and still looking for the game's first hit. Seth Strong takes his pitch again, misses the mark. Pitcher really wanted it. And yeah, both battery mates a little bit frustrated with that call. Strong in the driver's seat in this at-bat. 2 balls and no strike. Pitch, and he challenged him. Looks like he took a little off that pitch and a swing and a miss.
the Panda gets his money's worth, doesn't he, when he swings?
Every swing looks like that ball is going to go to downtown Tilbury. 2-1 the count. Pitch to Strong, and this one does just hit the inside part of the plate. And that evens things up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both starters getting some good movement on their pitches this afternoon. Here's the 2-2. And getting a little bit on it. That's Strong hanging in there, and he remains
But
up
on one knee without. He had,
You think he was looking in right field?
he had thoughts.
Over the building, over the field house. He's gone over the field house a number of times so far early in this season. Can he do it again? Here's the 2-2 pitch again, and a ground ball base hit to right field. Strong with a base hit, and they are going to hold the runner. And a good decision to hold the runner. That was a nice throw in from right field. But a single to right field for Seth Strong, and that will load the bases full of Barnstormers. And we still just have 1 out. And the lineup moves along. Braxton Haggett, you still have quite the danger at the plate here for the Barnstormers. Still some great power from the left-hand side.
It's unusual, too. The bottom of the third, that's the first hit of the game, either side.
That's right. Big opportunity here for Braxton Haggett. Cleanup hitter this afternoon for the Barnstormers. Bases loaded, and he sends his first pitch the other way to left field, and that one's going to tail out of play foul. A long run over there for Jaden Kemp playing left field for Kitchener this afternoon. Of course, shading around to the right-hand side against his left-hand power hitter. There's a line drive to left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. That's going to score at least 2 runs. And the throw to third, not in time. It's a 2-run double for Braxton Haggett. And the Barnstormers break it open. They're up 2-0.
Really impressed with the little things. I watched Moran go back to the base. Ball's in the air. Go back to the base first. If he catches it, you can tag and score. If it drops, you can score easily.
Placed it perfectly the other way. A 2-run double for Haggith. 2-0 Barnstormers. And again, just 1 out. It brings up Trent Sillett. First pitch in for a strike. On the Barnstormers' first baseman this afternoon. First time up, hit by pitch. 1 of 3 collective hit by pitches early in this ballgame. Here's a strike 1, and this one that comes out of his hands. Gets a bit of the ball, fouls it off to the right-hand side. And this time Dakota Parsons, the pitcher, has the upper hand. No balls and 2 strikes. A hit by pitch, a walk, and 2 hits to highlight that 2-run double from Haggith and a 2-0 Chatham-Kent lead. Here's the pitch to Sillett, and again, this one was trailing outside and low, but he gets another piece of it, fouls it off, and stays alive. Dakota Parsons remains in the driver's seat in this at-bat, though. No balls and 2 strikes.
Ball hit that brick wall hard. Bounced all the way back up to the third baseman.
You got that hard ricochet here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Here's the pitch, and another similar situation there. They're foul off. No balls and 2 strikes. So we've had a number of at-bats here for Chatham-Kent. They're really working the pitcher Parsons to an elevated pitch count. Bottom of the third. We'll get an update here shortly on how many pitches he's thrown, but last check he was pushing 40, I believe, late in that second inning. You've got to figure he's probably 60. He's at 68 in the third inning, so lots of pitches. And it's going to continue. Another foul off, so 69 pitches this afternoon for Dakota Parsons. And then the bottom of the third, that's a workload.
That's a 210 pitch pace. Went 9 innings. That's
He probably won't make that.
a lot of pitches.
Other pitch follow-up is low in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Trent Sillett. 2 men on. 2 men in. Strong at third, Haggith at second. Warren and Marcus have scored. There's a swing and a miss. As Parsons wins the battle there, he strikes out Sillett. Makes it 2 out here in the bottom of the third. And your designated hitter, Robert Mackey, in the 6th hole. He'll come up here with, again, two men in scoring position. He walked last time up in the 2nd inning. Barnstormers had a couple on with 1 out, but back-to-back strikeouts diminishing that rally. They've made up for it here in the 3rd. 2 across, 2 remain in scoring position. Takes the first pitch inside. And this one gets away off the catcher's mitt. This might get another run, and it is as the Panda scores. Under the tag, a wild pitch leads to the Barnstormers' 3rd run of the afternoon. Strong scores from 3rd, and Haggith moves up to 3rd base. It's 3-0 Chatham-Kent.
The Panda can do it all.
He has today.
No hesitation.
So we've seen a couple of really solid defensive positions he can play. He can muscle it out of here like nobody's business. He's got some wheels too.
Yeah. No, he can stretch it out. I say he, in my opinion, is a complete ball player.
So the wild pitch gets the 3rd run of the afternoon for Chatham-Kent. 3-0. 2-0 is the count. And Mackey this time takes the pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Mackey has been fairly versatile too. He's played some second base. I think he was at third one night and has pitched. Now he's a DH.
This one on the outside and just couldn't catch up to it as he swings and misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes as the pitcher has worked his way back. Parsons in his 3rd inning work. Well into the 70s now with his pitch count. Here's the 2-2, and did he check his swing? Looks like they're not even going to appeal, so he obviously did. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count is full on Robert Mackey. Noah Murciano on deck. Trying to get his turn here in the bottom of the 3rd. 2 out. Haggith remains at 3rd. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. And throw down, but that's moot because the strikeout ends the inning. So Mackey goes down on strikes. However, that was a very good inning for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. They score 3 times, and they have a 3-0 lead on the Kitchener Panthers. 3 complete here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Come on back for the 4th. You're watching from Fergie Jenkins Field on a beautiful Father's Day, presented by Ken and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Top four here at Fergie Jenkins Field. A 3-0 lead for the Barnstormers over the Kitchener Panthers. They're back up at it top four. Nice movement there. And a pitch from Cam O'Reilly, who's had a great first 3 innings. And Nick Parsons, your designated hitter, batting cleanup this afternoon for Kitchener. No balls and 1 strike. O'Reilly ready, and the 0-1 sailing outside. Nice job by the catcher to prevent that from going to the backstop. Murciano getting his glove on that one. Special guest up here in the booth. We'll get to him here just a moment. No matter where you're peering in, from Chatham-Kent, from Kitchener-Waterloo, you'll probably know who he is. And we'll get to him shortly. Here's a swing and a miss. Nice fastball inside part of the plate. And a good shot there from O'Reilly, as he is now up in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Parsons, Ibarra, and Whalen. Your 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Kitchener this afternoon for this 4th inning. Trying to respond as the Barnstormers scored 3 in the bottom of the 3rd. O'Reilly ready. And the pitch. This one sent to left field towards the line. Long, long run. And this one will fall foul and out of play. But long run by Braxton Haggith, as again against that left-hand batter. Not used to all these opposite field shots, and we've seen a number of them in this homestand where the left-handed batter's going the other way.
Well, the dimensions of the stadium, it's asymmetrical, and when you look at left field, it's a tough place to play. To the foul line, to the left fielder is a sprint to cover that line.
The 1 ball and 2 strikes. Parsons up here. Ibarra next, and Whalen. Here's O'Reilly, and the 1-2 pitch. Hangs in there. And he will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 of 4 games this afternoon in the IBL. We'll get an update here coming up in just a couple of minutes. Father's Day. Another great turnout. Sponsored by Chatham-Kent Tourism at the ballpark this afternoon at Fergie Jenkins Field. 1 and 2 the count on Parsons, your designated hitter for Kitchener this afternoon. Here's the 1-2 swing and a miss. He struck him out, took something off. 1 up, 1 down. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers here in the broadcast booth. Really happy here too to say Chatham-Kent native Randy Steinman is joining us in the broadcast booth. His first Barnstormer game. Randy, good to see you, pal. How are you?
Mike, it is great to be here. I wanted to come ever since this team was announced, a year and a half ago, maybe, and this is my first opportunity, and this is wonderful. I'm having a great time here.
Junior Ibarra now number 5 hitter for the Kitchener Panthers up, and he takes the first pitch in for a strike. So really for both markets, you're well known. You started your career, I think you started your career right here in CK at CFCO back in the 80s.
Yeah, that was my first full-time sports job was here, yeah. Before that, I had done OHL games, actually, in Guelph and Cambridge. But then I wanted a full-time job, and I applied across the country, and the FCO hired me in 1984, just in time for the Tigers' great start that year, Ed.
That was a great year.
Yeah.
And you were down there a lot at Tiger Stadium covering that. So that had to be a dream job for you back then.
It was unbelievable, yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk over you here, Mike.
That's quite okay.
Yeah, I mean, that 35-5 start in '84 was after I had just arrived, and we were the closest news radio station to Detroit back then. And so I was covering the Tigers all the time. And with that start in '84, it was a phenomenal year, and everybody wanted to talk about the Tigers.
2-1 pitch right in there, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So you had 4 or 5 years here.
Yep.
A lot of memories at CFCO, and then the lure of the TV lights called you. And Kitchener, you went to CTV and for a long, long time at CKCO.
30 years, yeah. And I was really lucky. My whole career was just blessed until near the end there, and corporate media cuts sort of took its toll. And
let's have it, Randy. You can do it. This is your avenue. How do you feel? No, okay.
No. But it was tough. The last couple of years were tough there. But I'm just happy to be living down here now. We live down here. We moved down here 5 years ago, and just love it. I love coming back to Chatham-Kent.
2 pitches fouled off. So a lot of years in Kitchener, and you came back here. What was really the catalyst to settle on Chatham-Kent when you retired and you say, hey, let's spend some years down here in CK? What was it?
Just because this city had, back in '84 until when I left here in the early '90s, Chatham-Kent had just embraced me, and I had just loved it down here, and met great people like Ed Myers, and covered the local sports scene, pretty heavily for all those years, like high school sports, and Chatham Diamonds and the Maroons and Micmacs then, and we just had so much fun. And when it came time to go somewhere else out of Kitchener, it was like, what about Chatham? We've got great friends here. It's a great city. Minor sports are great. Our son is heavily in minor sports, and this was the place to come.
Ibarra takes the walk, so he'll take first base, 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the 4th. 3-0 lead for the Barnstormers over the Kitchener Panthers. And when you came back here full time to move down here to CK, you still had a lot of friendly faces that you knew from back 30 years ago.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, some of my best friends that I met back in the mid '80s are still here. Have never left, and I still see them quite a bit. I'll wait to the pitch. One of these times I'm going to be talking, and there's going to be a big hit or something. But
more of you and less of me is just fine. That's all right. Don't worry about that.
But I mean, a real good friend of mine, and Ed, Blake Hanser. Blake and I, we still go out probably 3-4 days a week. We were ball teammates.
As this one goes down the left field line, that's going to trail foul.
We were baseball teammates back in the 80s, and we still go out probably 3 days a week on average for a couple hours every afternoon and just hit and throw and run and keep in shape, and it's terrific. So
Blake is still playing, is he not?
Oh yeah, he's in unbelievable shape. I mean, he's I think he's 98 years old now, Ed, and he's just terrific. He's never going to slow down, that guy.
Strike 3 called, so a strikeout as Whalen goes down. Two strikeouts here in the top of the 4th. And that will bring up Spencer Ross, your first baseman, second baseman for Kitchener this afternoon. Randy Steinman joining us in the broadcast booth. Sports director for many years at CFCO in the 80s, and a long time sports director at CKCO Television in Kitchener. So I'm sure you had many years of when, Kitchener Panthers in the early times.
Sure.
You had a lot of IBL experience up there.
Yeah. In fact,
and they've been around a long time.
Yeah, and the Panthers playing at Jack Couch Park there, and we covered them all those years. But the IBL is so big up in that area. I mean, you've got the Guelph Royals are only 20 minutes away. The Brantford Red Sox 40 minutes away. For years, Stratford had a team called the Hillers. Actually Cambridge, my first experience with the IBL was with a team called the Cambridge Terriers in the late 70s, and when I was in high school still, and we would go to games, and I remember going when they won the IBL championship around 78, and Jesse Orozco was on that team. He played for the Mets.
Wow, yeah.
Maybe he was on that 86 World Series team.
He was in the majors quite a long time.
He had a great MLB career, and I mean, I was just talking to somebody. I'm sitting actually with Graham Kemble over there, and I was saying there's a website that you can Google guys who have played at MLB and IBL, and I want to say there's about maybe 40 or 50 of them going back to albeit 1919, but it's a great history that this league has.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and this one is skied into the air in shallow center field. Now the right fielder moving in, he'll make the catch. Spencer Moran, that will end the top of the 4th inning as the Barnstormers remain up. Can I keep you for one more half inning?
Yeah.
I know you got Brody down there.
No.
He's probably well, maybe he's happy that his dad's away for a little while. So we'll have another half inning with Randy Steinman coming up. Bottom of the 4th inning, Barnstormers up 3-0 on the Kitchener Panthers. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Barnstormers Baseball by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance. They bring it to you this afternoon, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Hi, it's MJ, and we're here at the Fergie Jenkins Field, and I want to interview one of our fans, Melissa. What are you doing here on Father's Day?
Oh, I brought my dad to come see a Barnstormers game.
Has he seen any games before, and have you?
Yep, I've seen lots, and he was here with me yesterday.
You sound like you might be a season ticket holder. Is that true?
Not this year, but next year I will be.
Sounds like a good plan. Did you buy anything at the concession stand?
I did. 2 hamburgers, 2 waters today.
And do you recommend them?
I do. I also like the Billy beer.
Sounds like a good plan. If you could do anything in the world of money where no object, what would you like to do?
Oh, I think I would travel.
Any country in particular, or just travel?
Nope, all of them.
All of them. That's quite an adventure. And what do you do for a living, Melissa?
I'm a nurse.
Do you enjoy that?
I do. I've loved it for 20 years.
Good on you. Thank you for coming and celebrating the Chatham Barnstormers. Oh, I can't.
You're welcome.
Bottom of the 4th here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Beautiful Father's Day Sunday afternoon. Barnstormers up 3-0 on the Kitchener Panthers, as Noah Murciano is at the plate to kick things off in the bottom of the 4th. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers. Randy Steinman joining us too. Gracious enough to join us for the 4th inning as he is taking things in with his son Brody. Many years as sports director at CFCO here in Chatham, and long time at CKCO, CTV in Kitchener. So no matter where you're peering in, you likely know of Randy's work over the years, and you got a really cool jersey. You just brought this up from, what, the mid-'80s?
Yeah, 84, 85. It was our old CFCO.
Amazing. Yeah.
CFCO charity slow pitch team. We were called the Golden Boys. And I'm not sure where I'm. Oh, there we go.
The camera there, yeah.
And and this was a real nice team of celebrities at the time. We had Fergie Jenkins playing with us. Bill Atkinson played with us. Ken Houston's NHL career had just ended, and he was playing with us. And we would go around, Kent, Essex, Lambton County, and play these charity games for a couple summers. And great time.
There's a chopper the other way to third, and across the diamond, a point out. As 5-3, Noah Murciano goes down to kick things off in the bottom of the 4th. That will bring up Torin Vasilanic. How did you keep that shirt so white? Like, that's a brand new jersey from what I can see.
Well, I'm a pack rat, Mike. And it went in the bottom of the drawer probably in 1986, and it never come out. So this might be the first time this has seen the light of day in almost 40 years.
Well, you mentioned names of the past, George Brooks, Frank McBride, and, names I grew up with.
Yeah, no,
and worked with them. that goes to their longevity, that they waited for me to come around, and that's basically why they retired. So
yeah.
Getting out of here.
Yeah, no, it was just a great crew back in the day when I came here in '84. Mike LaPointe was our news director, and I just loved Mike LaPointe. Just one of the greatest bosses I could have ever had, especially at that point in my career when I was just getting going, and he really showed me the ropes of a lot of things. And but yeah, Wendy King was in that newsroom, Simon Crouch,
Simon.
Just a great group of people back in those days.
Randy Steinman joining us here. You're with your son Brody this afternoon. Is it his first IBL game here in CK?
His first. He's really impressed. I mean, he would have been going to Kitchener Panthers games back when he was as young as 2 and 3 with me. This atmosphere is fantastic. As soon as we walked in, the music and everything about this is just excellent. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. If word hasn't already got out about this atmosphere here, it's going to. And you guys are going to have players wanting to come here and experience this and play here. Like for the Barnstormers, I'm talking. Like, it's not going to be hard to get good players to come here and play for this team, given how just phenomenal this experience is.
Dom has just hired you for our PR department too, so
yeah.
you now have a title.
But I'm serious. Like once people come down and see this, and I haven't, to be honest, I haven't really seen any IBL in the last 5 years since we left Kitchener. but I don't remember anything like this. I mean, I've heard that the Welland experience apparently is quite similar, is quite good, and it's probably similar. But this is just a terrific, it's like a minor league experience. My son had a tournament in Cincinnati last year, and we went to a game in Florence, Kentucky, called the Florence Yalls. And
that's a perfect name.
Yeah, and it's a single A team, and we went that night. His whole team went, and like this experience is very similar to that. Just how it feels, the music and the between innings games with the kids rolling the tires and stuff. It's really good.
Screamed off the left. That is a foul ball from Spencer Moran. So when you heard that we're getting an IBL team, and actually the man that's responsible is right to your left there, Dom Donnell. So when you heard that he's bringing the team here, did you experience, or did you think that you would get an experience like this? Like, this is incredible.
No, not really. I mean, I'd known what the IBL. I mean, I'd covered the IBL and been to IBL games since like the late '70s. Like I said,
now somebody's hung up here between first and second, and now
he balked.
Balked. So now the Barnstormers will take that second base as Vasilenic will go up to second base. So that worked out pretty well.
Stepped off the rubber and faked to throw to first.
So yeah, when I heard the IBL was coming to Chatham, I thought, oh, that's fantastic. I mean, I'm very familiar with it, but I honestly didn't expect this to be as just professional as what this is. I really didn't, because I mean, I've been going to Panthers games and Guelph Royals games for years, and I mean, good baseball and everything, but the whole experience has never really been like this.
What do you think of Rotary Park?
Oh,
different looking place, right?
Well, I mean, I've been here. Like my son played high school baseball at Pancor the last couple of years, so they've played all their games here, and so I'm very familiar with this facility, which is excellent. And I'm going back to the '80s, Ed, with that old Rotary Park Stadium. Remember that?
Oh yeah. So it was leaning a little bit to the right.
Yeah. So it's a far cry from those days.
Is a 3-1, and that catches the outside part of the plate. Spencer Moran, number 9 hitter, has the count full on him. A runner at second. That's Torin Vasilenic. Get one out. Barnstormers up 3-0. Look to add on here in the bottom of the fourth. Randy Steinman joining us in the booth. And this one inside and low, ball 4, so he will draw walks. Back-to-back walks here for the Barnstormers. As we will go to the top of the lineup now, Spencer Marcus will stroll in, trying to add to the lead here.
Well, you're doing a great job here, Mike. I mean, you're trying to announce a game and keep me entertained here at the same time, and it's not easy to do. And score the game. Like, it's you're juggling a lot of things here.
It's 3 things that I like to do: watch baseball, announce baseball, and talk to you. Three of my favorite things. So it's not as hard as it sounds. But glad to have you up here in the booth, and you've really settled into CK. So glad to have you back.
No, we love it here. It was funny when, I went home one night and I said to my wife and son, I said, we just need to go somewhere, and what would you think about Chatham? And my wife said, absolutely, because she knew how much I loved this town. And our son was, no, I'm not going. I'm not leaving all my teammates. I'm not leaving all my classmates. I'm not leaving my friends. And I said, I'll tell you what, you're going to get down to Chatham, and you're going to have so many new friends in about a month, you won't believe it. And that was exactly how it worked out. And he just loves it down here, too.
Because he was one at the time. He was 9 or 10?
He would have been...
Screen to right field, a base hit. We'll find out how old he was in a moment. But that's going to score at least one, and RBI double to right field by Spencer Marcus. And the Barnstormers' lead has been added to. It's 4-0 Chatham-Kent, and 2 more in scoring position, bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, so he was 11. He was just about to start grade 6 when we moved here in that summer. And grade 6 is a real good time to make a move like that. You don't. It's hard for a kid to move maybe in the middle of high school to a new town and sort of try to fit in. But grade 6 was a great age to do it.
And Ed, you've known Randy for quite some time.
Yeah, we have. We go back quite a ways when he was doing the sports at CFCO, and
Oh.
I was coaching a lot of football and basketball at that time,
Yeah. Oh.
playing baseball.
Yeah. I mean, Ed, how many times would I have interviewed you for some post-game comments
Many times.
back in those days?
1-0 pitch. This one skied. Foul off to the left-hand side.
I mean, when I moved down here, I really wanted to really push the local and the regional, and because I figured that's, you want to provide a service that people aren't going to be able to get anywhere else, and that's what we tried to do, and it went heavy on the high school, and I remember coming, Chatham Diamonds games, and of course the Junior Maroons and the Senior Maroons back then. There's no shortage of sports in this area, that's for sure.
So obviously you were a Kitchener Panthers fan for many years when you were up that way. It's just outside.
Yeah, I mean, I was.
You know what? You're a Barnstormer fan now.
Oh, absolutely.
So we have you now.
Yeah. No, I was never. I don't know. I'd call myself a fan as I was as much of a reporter. We covered the league and stuff, but I never wanted to have a bias or anything back in those days.
Pitch outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Dan Battelle. 2 in scoring position, still just 1 out. Bottom of the 4th, Randy Steinman in the broadcast booth having a chat here. Chatham-Kent native. A lot of KW people on the live stream. They miss you, but we've got you now.
Yeah, it's great. I still get back to that area a lot. My dad still lives in Cambridge, and so I'm back there quite a bit. Still have lots of great friends back there, and always will. And it's wonderful to go back there too. But this definitely feels like home now. When we come home after we're gone for a weekend or something, some tournament or something, it's just a great town to come back to.
Wife Cheryl as well. Is she here today?
Yeah, she's here too. Yeah, big baseball fan. She's very impressed by this today too. Like she's.
Side ball 4 to Battelle.
Yeah, she's been talking about how terrific this atmosphere is, and
Mike and I were talking earlier about Chatham is baseball town too. Wasn't just hockey along the way.
Yep.
Minor baseball teams are highly successful for years. A lot of history in senior ball.
Yeah.
Here I played the old Kent Concrete team that won Ontario Championship in the 70s.
Right.
And baseball has always been a big part of Chatham.
Yeah. Well, I remember coming to Diamonds games too, and I'm just trying to think of some of the guys who would have played. Steve Donald.
He is a. I think he's still a police officer.
Okay.
He was a good shortstop. I had coached him at one time.
Yeah. I actually played with him. He after his Diamond days were done, and maybe they were still going on at the same time. But he and I played some slow pitch together too. This would have been probably early '90s, and he was a real good ball player. But no, I mean there was never a shortage of great local sports to cover in Kent County back in those days. I mean, obviously the Junior B hockey, the Junior C hockey, Dresden and Blenheim, and it's always something. There was always something, and the high school sports.
The high school scene was very competitive during that time. Yeah.
It really was. I mean, I remember going to cover some high school football games, like Red Feather weekend games with Bill Robinson coaching those powerhouse McGregor teams, and wow, those were well attended games, and they were always a lot of fun.
I remember Billy from my CK days.
Yeah.
KSS.
Yeah, and I saw him. I saw him about a year ago, and he's looking great.
Good.
Yeah, I had nothing but great memories of Chatham-Kent, even after I had left here and gone up to work in Kitchener, and came back, quite a bit to visit friends, and so when it came time to look for a place to go 5 years ago, this just seemed like the natural spot, and now this like this experience here today is just making it even more. It almost makes sense to me now because this is what I really remember Chatham being, with great crowds and covering their local sports teams.
Adam Robertson, new pitcher for the Kitchener Panthers. He comes in relief, 3 1/3 innings pitched for Dakota Parsons, your starting pitcher for Kitchener. 104 pitches. And now Robertson in against Seth Strong. Another rally here for the Barnstormers. This pitch he gets a little bit of it and fouled off to the right-hand side. And no balls and 2 strikes count. Robertson early on Seth Strong, who has singled and flown out to right field. And with an opportunity here. Bases full of Barnstormers. Big opportunity. Here is a fly ball. Right field. It is going to be contained by the ballpark. It is caught in center field, but it still will be an RBI for Seth Strong. A sacrifice flag. That will do. Barnstormers now up 5-0. And the runners move up. We now have second and third. And the crowd very boisterous this afternoon. So you hit the nail on the head here, Randy. It's just a wonderful atmosphere, and this is indicative of how it's been all season.
Well, and you know what, too? I mean, this team is already competitive. I mean, you know, when the season started, I'm sure there were some questions around the league. You know, basically, what's an expansion team in Chatham? How competitive are they going to be? And then they went out and won the first 2 games, right?
Mm-hmm. It was a dream start, right?
Oh my gosh! And like right off the hop, and here we are today. You know, 5-0 game in the 4th inning, and you know this is a team that's not going to go, 1-41. It's a competitive team, and that's terrific as well. It's a real testament to the management group that's put this club together already.
Been a dream for a season as it continues. Great day today. Swing and a miss as Braxton Haggett now up for the Barnstormers. Runners in second and third. 2 out for Chatham-Kent. 2 more runs across bottom 4. 5-0 lead in the Kitchener Panthers. And the pitch is outside and low. And this is going to be a big game because the Barnstormers, they want to put some distance between them and Kitchener for that final. I know it's way too early to start talking about playoff spots, but this is going to be a big game if they're able to hang on here. And this one on the inside part of the plate, it is driven to right center field, fairly deep, and it will be contained by the ball field and caught deep in center field by the center fielder, Jacqueline. And that will do it for the 4th inning. 2 runs across, 5-0 lead for Chatham-Kent. Randy Steinman, it was wonderful, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. I know it was a long 4th inning, but thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes.
This has been so much fun, guys. Thank you. I hope to see you again real soon.
Randy Steinman. We'll be back with the 5th inning shortly. 5-0 Chatham-Kent is the lead. You're watching Barnstormers Baseball, presented by Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Back here at Fergie Jenkins Field, top five. It's a 5-0 lead for the Barnstormers over the Kitchener Panthers. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers. Wes and Brad, your producers. Dan, the stats guy to our right. And a great chat with Randy Steinman. Thanks for him for coming up and joining us for the 4th inning. So he and his family now go back to spectating rest of this game. Good game for the Barnstormers so far as we begin inning number 5 and a swing and a miss. It's Jaden Kemp, your left fielder this afternoon. Kemp, Misa, and back to the top of the order for Jarvis. Your 8-9-1 for the Panthers in the top of the 5th. A swing and a miss. Cam O'Reilly, he's really dialed in here this afternoon, Ed Myers.
Turned that first one over. It looked like a little Scroogey action, and that one he spun the other way.
He's in the driver's seat. No balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, ground ball to short. Scooped up, fired across to first, and in time for the outs. Vasilenic over to Sillett. A 6-3 putout. 1 up and 1 down. So bring up Nolan Misa, number 9 hitter for the Kitchener Panthers. He's walked his only time up so far. Missing the inside part of the plate. Ball 1 on Misa. We saw it yesterday where the offense goes crazy for the Barnstormers, and you have a long sit for the starting pitcher, and we'll see if that has any kind of effect. But so far, it's been good coming back for the 5th inning for O'Reilly.
I really think that was a big factor with Richardson yesterday. I'm not sure how long that 5th inning was, but he probably sat for 30, 35 minutes. And he came back out. He didn't look like the same pitcher.
Barnstormer was able to hang on nicely yesterday, though. Here's another grounder to short and Vasilenic. Over to first, and was he pulled off the bag? Yes, he was, and did not come back and recover. So pulled off the base. That's going to be an error on the throw from Vasilenic. That will put 1 on here for the Panthers. 1 on, 1 out, top 5. And now umpires are coming together, and there's nobody standing on first. Although he's now in the area, but 3 umpires are coming together to discuss something. Now,
instant replay.
The IBL version, and they come together, so the result will be the same. He was pulled off the bag on that throw, so Misa will be at first base on the error. Back to the top of the order, Jet Jarvis now up for the Panthers. 1 on and 1 out. Here's O'Reilly's pitch, sky to right field, and having a beat on it, making the catch in the bright sunshine. 2 down, hauled in by Spencer Moran, your right fielder for the Barnstormers this afternoon. So I would say no rust for the starter O'Reilly here. He's got some good offense. 3 spot in the 3rd inning, 2 spots in the 2 spot in the 4th for the offense for the Barnstormers. And O'Reilly's got to feel good. Looks like he's got the momentum going here.
Mixing his pitch as well, moving the ball around.
Here's the pitch, and it's Blake Jacklin.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but he's been ahead of most batters.
That's a good thing to repeat, though. It's a positive thing if he's really locked in there. And he continues to be. Almost 5 innings into work. This one outside now. Throw down to first. That was a big lead down there for Misa. He gets back in time. 0-2. O'Reilly up on Blake Jacklin, your center fielder for Kitchener this afternoon. 1 on, 2 out. 5-0 Barnstormers. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a ground ball to second base. Picked up on to first. That will do it for the top of the fifth. And one error left on base. No further damage. We played 4.5 here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Barnstormers 5 and the Panthers no score. You are watching Barnstormer Baseball from Fergie Jenkins Field with Kent and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Hi, I'm MJ, and we're here at the Fergie Jenkins Field celebrating and watching the Chatham Barnstormers. And to my left,
Dan Cadot.
And Dan, can you tell us what you're doing here on such a nice sunny day at the Fergie Jenkins Field?
Well, I'm working in the clubhouse. I'm a clubhouse assistant. Spending the day with my son as well. That's about it.
What's your son do?
My son helps me out in the clubhouse.
How many children do you have?
I have 4.
Cool. And if you could go anywhere in the world and money wasn't an object, where would you go, Dan?
Probably Jamaica, somewhere hot. Nice and warm.
Well, you keep it hot for us. Thank you very much. Back to Chatham Barnstormers.
You need more?
No, we're good.
You don't need.
Bottom of the fifth here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers, 5-0 Barnstormers. And Trent Sillett leads off to bottom of the fifth for Chatham-Kent. And this one is muscled the other way in shallow right field. And moving over to make the catch, good speed. And hauling that one in, Spencer Ross, second baseman for the Kitchener Panthers. So 1 up and 1 down here, bottom 5. That will bring up Robert Mackey, designated hitter this afternoon for Chatham-Kent. Three other games going on this afternoon. In London, Hamilton with an early lead 5-3. Held back right by us. Cardinals over the London Majors 5-3. That's going on in the Forest City this afternoon. Welland has a slim 4-3 lead on Guelph. Jackfish leading on their home field. And it's the Toronto Maple Leafs all over Brantford right now, 7-0 at Christie Pitts. 4 games going on this afternoon. Busy day in the IBL. And great weather all over southwestern Ontario. No balls and 2 strikes on Robert Mackey. This one well outside and high. 1-2. And Mackey has walked. And he has struck out. And he was a part of a wild pitch which scored a run. He was at the plate when that happened. Last time up in the third. That one misses just by a little bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, bottom 5. Here's a 2-2 pitch. This one's sent to left field. A base hit into shallow left as that falls at the seam where the dirt and the grass met.
Good swing on that one.
Beautiful. Yeah, good swing. Looked like it was going to go farther than it did. It was kind of weird how it landed right where the dirt and the grass meet.
Right in between the 3 fielders.
It's a 1-out base hit for Robert Mackey. He's now officially 1 for 2. And Noah Murciano strolling in here. He's 0 for 2 looking for his first hit. And this one bounces in. That's going to move the runner up to second base at least. That one goes all the way over to almost the green. So the catcher had a long way to go. So moving up, Robert Mackey, he takes second base. 1 ball, no strikes.
Oh, hit a couple feet in front of the plate. It was hard for the catcher to block that.
Here's the 1-0. That one trails well outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Now a line drive right at the shortstop, trying to double up the runner, and nobody there at second base, so a liner to shortstop. And Mackey gets back to the bag, so Murciano, good bat on the ball. Right to the shortstop who hauled it in as Whalen makes the second out. And Torrin Vasilenic strolling in here, 0 for 1 officially with a walk. He drew a base on balls last time up, last inning in the fourth. Now sent to center field. Vasilenic gets a lot of this one to deep center, and it is gone. That just kept carrying over the center field wall. A home run for Torrin Vasilenic. Shortstop goes deep, and the Barnstormers have really opened this thing up now. Their lead increases 7-0 Chatham-Kent over the Panthers. That was a shot at.
He got all that one for sure. And it's good to see Vasilenic has had a slow start. Been concerned about his hitting, and it's a good swing and good contact.
He's had a good day, so he follows up that walk with a home run to center field. Got all of it. And a 7-0 lead for the Barnstormers. Number 9 hitter Spencer Moran, your right fielder. He's been on base twice this afternoon. Takes the first pitch in for a strike. Hit by pitch in the third inning and walked in the fourth. Here he's up for the third inning in a row. Bottom 5 here at Fergie Jenkins Field. It trails outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. More offensive support for the start of this afternoon as Cam O'Reilly's enjoying a nice big lead. He's doing his part too, as O'Reilly. I think we talked about how the starting pitching was great yesterday. Probably O'Reilly's best effort, I think, in this young season so far.
He's mixing his pitches well, and he's around the plate. Good results.
That's the best formula you can ask for.
Simple game. Throw strikes. Easier said than done sometimes.
It's funny how it's so simple, but yet so complex, depending on how you look at it. This pitch just misses the outside part. It's ball 4. And the second consecutive walk for Spencer Moran. He reaches base for the 3rd time this afternoon. As we'll go back to the top of the order. And Spencer Marcus looking to get on base for the 3rd time this afternoon, too.
I've heard the old saying about the baseball is somewhere between playing checkers and chess. There's a little bit of both in the game. Some of it's really simple. Some of it is complicated.
Beautiful game. Beautiful afternoon. And this one is set. Ball down the left field line. A base hit for Spencer Marcus on his horse around third and heading home. The Barnstormers with an RBI double by Spencer Marcus. Scoring another Spencer as Moran comes in. It's an 8-0 lead for Chatham-Kent. An RBI double. Back-to-back RBI doubles in back-to-back innings for Spencer Marcus.
Moran really got around those bases, too. Scored from first base. That's at that no man's land out there along left field line. Sitting here, it just looks like a big distance between the left fielder and that foul line. I don't know if it's me or just the asymmetrical formation of the outfield.
From this angle, you're right. We've seen a lot of left-handed batters, many going the other way, just finding that spot.
Well, their outfielders bunched the middle. If you look at the right fielder and the left fielder, they're playing up the middle. They're giving them the lines. Left-handed batter up now. The right fielder is way to right center field.
And Patel, your second baseman, he's up for the 4th time this afternoon. He walked his last time up. And this one poked into center field. It's shallow and coming in to make the catch. Good speed by the center fielder to swallow that one up. Blake Jacklin ends the inning. But 3 more runs for the Barnstormers in the bottom of the 5th inning. They add to their lead. It's 8-0 for Chatham-Kent over Kitchener. We go to the 6th inning from Fergie Jenkins Field. It's presented by Canada Essex Mutual Insurance. Come on back. We'll see you soon. Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Fergie Jenkins Field, we have played 5 completes and another great day for the Barnstormers. Everything working out so far here. Offense, pitching, defense, 8-0 Chatham-Kent over the Kitchener Panthers this afternoon. Happy Father's Day. Another stellar crowd here at Fergie Jenkins Field on Tweedsmuir in Chatham. And the top of the inning starts off with a little shallow fly ball that will drop in for a leadoff single. As it looked like he was jammed a little bit, drops it into shallow center field. So leadoff single in the 6th inning. And the Panthers, that was Raul Gonzalez. He starts things off. And now bringing up Nick Parsons.
Also the only hit given up by Riley to this point. It's really well.
We wanted to say something, but again, you know, we didn't want to say
superstition.
Yeah. Well, now we can say it's a one-hitter going on. Cam O'Reilly. So some defensive changes here. Now Kucera in the game for the Barnstormers. He is in center field. Spencer Marcus moves over to right. And Spencer Moran is out of this ball game here. So Kucera's in. He's in center. Marcus is in right. And Spencer Moran will watch the rest of this game from the dugout. 8-0 lead. One pitch coming up here from O'Reilly, and he paints the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Junior Ibarra coming up next. Parsons looks in, and the pitch inside and low hits the dirt. Count even up, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Noticing the demeanor of the players, you don't see a lot of complaining. They run on and off the field. It's refreshing in a lot of ways.
Here's the pitch. That one just a bit high outside of the zone. And that will fill up the count here. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Parsons. Raul Gonzalez leadoff single. O'Reilly looking for the K here. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. And he struck him out. That gets Parsons by surprise. He was on his way down to first. Thought he got the walk. But he was rung up by umpire Snively. And that's a big strikeout for O'Reilly. 1 out and 1 on, which will bring up Ibarra.
You got him with 6 strikeouts, don't you?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 actually.
7?
I have 7 right now. Well, I'm outnumbered. Dan has 6, you have 6, I have 7, so I'm the odd one out. Here's a fly ball, actually a pop-up into the infield. Shortstop. It is brought in by Torin Vasilenik. It's 2 out. 6 strikeouts. A great performance this afternoon by Cam O'Reilly. Trying to complete his 6th inning of work as Stephen Whalen moves in here for the Panthers. Shortstop for Kitchener. 2 so far. Nice movement on that pitch, but just misses the inside part. Ball 1. Ground out and a strikeout so far for Whalen this afternoon. And the 1-0. Outside the zone once again. 2 balls, no strikes. Chatham-Kent on the road to London on Tuesday night. Rainout makeup at Labatt Park. And here's a shot up the middle, and that goes off of the glove of Vasilenik and into shallow center field. That is a base hit, but almost a great leaping grab there by Vasilenik. Great effort. Just off of his fingertips. 2 on here for Kitchener.
Ball was hit hard. The pitcher almost had a chance at it.
Screamer right up the middle. Our conference at the mound. Marciano having a chat with his pitcher. Two Panthers on board, first and second, 2 out, top of the 6th. And the only 2 hits of this game for the Panthers coming in this top of the 6th. Outstanding effort here for O'Reilly, starting pitcher for the Barnstormers this afternoon. Going to wrap up his 6th inning of work here. Spencer Ross, second baseman, steps in. And that one misses just a little bit outside. Ball 1. Ross with a walk and a strikeout. Third time at the bat here. This one hit hard right above us, fouled back and out of play. Get Father's Day at the ballpark at Fergie Jenkins Field, brought to you by CK Tourism. Wherever you're peering in this afternoon, we're glad that you're with us. Happy Father's Day. Beautiful afternoon, 1-1 count on Spencer Ross. Here's O'Reilly's pitch, and this one goes inside and didn't hit him. I guess that hit the dirt before it hit him.
Right between his feet.
Yeah, thought that squarely hit him, but that will still move the runners up. Move up each station here, so second and third, still with 2 out. Gonzalez at third, Whalen at second. Had a single this inning. 2-1 the count. And it's a single to left field, at least a single. That's going to cash in 2 Kitchener Panthers. And a 2-run single makes it an 8-2 lead for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers as Spencer Ross screams one to left field. So a 2-run single. And the Panthers are on the board. Jaden Kemp now standing in for the Kitchener Panthers. Gil Rondon is going to have a little chat here with O'Reilly. Looks like some activity now starting in the Barnstormers bullpen. Catalin Moran looking like he's getting up and loose. On the road in London Tuesday, then back home here for 2 next weekend at Fergie Jenkins Field. Kitchener back in town Friday night. Brantford will be here, the Brantford Red Sox, next Saturday night, Fergie Jenkins Field. One of 4 games in the IBL this afternoon here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Last update we had in London, the Majors trailing Hamilton 5-3 at Labatt Park. Welland's up on Guelph 4-3. And a big lead for the Toronto Maple Leafs at Christie Pitts. Last check, they were up on Brantford 8-0. Here an 8-2 lead for Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, O'Reilly seems to be slowing down a little bit. He's throwing 94 pitches now, but the big factor is of the 60 pitches he's thrown, he's throwing 33 strikes. And, big improvement.
So that's that 2/3-ish in that area, right? That you're striving for.
You're trying to do 2-to-1 ratio.
Going over to first, and that one close to being thrown away, but good job at first base. The Barnstormers to get that ball. Trent Sillett, your first baseman for the Barnstormers this afternoon. Swing and a miss. Nice movement on that pitch from O'Reilly. And after that chat from his pitching coach, Rondon, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jaden Kemp. Trying to close out his 6th inning of work here. Great afternoon. O'Reilly's pitch. That one in the dirt. At bat continues. 2 balls and 2 strikes. O'Reilly looks over at first. He's ready. And the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. And we'll make it official as they throw down to first. It is a strikeout, and that will complete the 6th inning of work for O'Reilly. Great day. He did give up a couple of runs there in the top of the 6th on 3 hits. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 8-2 lead for Chatham-Kent. You're watching Barnstormers Baseball presented by Kent Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Hi, it's MJ here at the Fergie Jenkins Field in sunny Chatham, Ontario, interviewing another one of our fans, and
Frank DeYoung, how's it going?
And Frank, what are you doing here on Father's Day?
Enjoying Father's Day, supporting our local team, the Barnstormers.
Do you have any connections, personal connections with anyone on the team, Frank?
Yes, I own Peak Athletic Training Gym, so we have a former client, Spencer Marcus. He's playing today, and awesome player in the Barnstormers represent. And then we also have a coach from the gym, Lee Castera, playing as well, so awesome guy. Got to support Lee and Spencer.
Have you been to any other games so far?
I went to the season opener. Yeah, and it was awesome, good experience. Seems to have just gotten better since, so we're having fun.
So if I wanted to join a fitness program, what would you recommend?
I would say come for a free trial, try our group training, and either one-on-one with me, or you could do small group classes at Peak as well. It's all great.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Back to you.
Back here at Fergie Jenkins Field, beautiful Father's Day Sunday afternoon. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers, Wes and Brad, your producers, statistician Dan Dominguez. An 8-2 lead for the Barnstormers. And Seth Strong coming back into the batter's box here for his 4th at-bat of the afternoon. He'll lead things off in the bottom of the 6th, takes his first pitch outside and low for ball 1. Brady Schnarr now that's Ryan Hugh. Pardon me, that's who the new pitcher is for the Kitchener Panthers. So Hugh is now in there for the 6th inning. 1 ball and 1 strike on Seth Strong. Strong, Haggith, and Sillett this inning. Swing and a miss, changing speeds. And getting Strong to miss time that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hugh. Seth Strong with a sacrifice fly his first time up. He's also got a single to his name this afternoon. Sends this one up the middle. A 2-chopper to shortstop. And on to first. Another ground out. So 1 up and 1 down here. That will bring up Braxton Haggith, your cleanup hitter for the Barnstormers. Big hit for Haggith in the 3rd inning. 2-run double. He has flown out a couple of times. His first pitch lined into right field. The base hit. First pitch swinging. Braxton Haggith gets his 2nd hit of the afternoon. Wasting no time. Saw a pitch he liked. It worked out. Brings up the number 5 hitter, Trent Sillett, first baseman for Chatham-Kent. 1 on and 1 out.
Interesting, Friday night they were swinging at the first pitch, and they had great luck with that at the beginning of the game.
And this one in the dirt gets away from the catcher. This will be an easy move up to second base for Haggith. And just like that, he's in scoring position now. Bottom 6. 8 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Barnstormers. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Panthers. 5 innings of no hits baseball. Cam O'Reilly Gave up a couple in the sixth, but able to get out of trouble without further damage. Good movement on that pitch. Called a strike on the outside part of the plate. Ball, one strike on Trent Sillett. This one trails outside again in the dirt. Nice scoop by the catcher.
Interesting that outfield alignment for Kitchener. They do bunch the outfielders together. They're playing against a right-handed batter. There's a lot of room down the left field line.
This one trails outside once again. 3 balls and 1 strike. We'll have to get the tape measure out because from our vantage point, it does seem like there's a lot more room down the left-hand line, left field line.
Phillip seems to like to go to right field, too. It'd be a big hole out there.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Good movement is out. Tailed on the outside part of the plate and then out to the strike zone. So now this fills up the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Trent Sillett. He's been hit by a pitch. Struck out and popped up so far this afternoon. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. He gets the outside part of the plate. And for the second time this afternoon, he's down on strikes. That'll bring up Robert Mackey, designated hitter. He's walked and had a single. Runner in scoring position at second base. This one again catches the strike zone with strike 1. Noel Murciano on deck. Here's the 0-1, a swing and a miss.
Throwing about 8 consecutive sliders.
You, the pitcher for Kitchener Panthers. 8-2 lead for Chatham-Kent. Here's the 0-2. Now sent to straightaway center field, and now this playing it, the center fielder, he came in, it's over his head and all the way to the wall, and RBI, we'll see if it's ruled a double. It will be, yes, that is an RBI double for Robert Mackey, and the Barnstormers get one back. They lead it 9-2. But that center fielder, he came in, looks like he had a couple of strides in. Blake Jacklin in center field, but quickly realized that was the wrong way to go.
Misplayed it. Mackey's 2 for 3.
That brings up Noah Murciano, catcher. Trying to get his first hit of the afternoon. 0 for 3 coming in. He sends this one to the infield. This is at shortstop. And that is a pop-out as Whalen makes the catch. But the Barnstormers get one more run. They tack on one as we wrapped up the 6th inning. It's a 9-2 lead for the Barnstormers over the Panthers of Kitchener. The 7th inning we go. It is Barnstormers baseball with Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Top 7 here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Beautiful Father's Day Sunday afternoon in the sunshine. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers. 9-2 lead for the Barnstormers. As we go top 7. And a new pitcher, Ed Catalan Moran, will get the assignment here in the 7th inning. And 6 really good innings from Cam O'Reilly. He was really impressive.
Yep, he threw his close to 100 pitches. But he was around the plate most of the day and gave up 3 hits. And was mixing his pitches well. He was ahead of most of the batters he faced and had a successful outing.
Moran's 7th game of this season. He's got 7 2/3 innings in so far, giving up 9 hits, 10 runs in those 7 2/3. So this will be certainly an assignment where he wants to have a shutdown inning, get back to the bottom of the 7th, hopefully still with his 7-run lead.
Yeah, he's got to get that ERA down a little bit.
And 1 inning can do quite a bit of that. He's able to have a clean inning. Good start here, swing and a miss. As we're down to Nolan Misa, the number 9 hitter for Kitchener this afternoon. 0 for 1 with a walk. And now this is sent to the right side. And this is going to be out of play. So quickly ahead, Moran is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like the wind's changed a little direction from when we started back at 1:37 this afternoon. 2 pitch inside and low, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Not going to be much of a factor. It's one flag is limp in the middle, and the others are blowing. Looks like in different directions.
Yeah, very, very nice afternoon here in CK. 1-2 pitch is high pitch, and it's sent high in the air, back behind us. And that's another foul ball. Back to back, and it remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Catalan Moran now in the game for the Barnstormers. First reliever of the afternoon. 6 solid innings from O'Reilly. He's ready. 1-2 pitch. Inside corner, strike 3 called. He struck him out, Nolan Misa. He will sit. And another strikeout for the Barnstormers this afternoon. 8. Dan Dominguez is holding up 8 fingers, and I had to count them. 8 is what he held up, so 8 overall. And Moran strikes out the first person he sees. Second person he sees. Back to the top of the order, Jet Jarvis was all the way to the backstop. Ball 1. Jet Jarvis, 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch and he's flown out twice. Once to center, once to right. And this one outside and low. 2 different geographic locations around the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Moran with the pitch, and again, this one sails high and in tight. He has not been close with these 3 pitches, 3 balls and no strikes. And that one just a little bit outside. That was the closest of the bunch, but that is called ball 4. And a 4-pitch walk to Jet Jarvis. Blake Jacklin now steps in. Jet Jarvis at first on the walk. 1 out. Jacklin gets 0 for 3 so far. Last time up, he grounded out to second base. Line to short, and he struck out so far here this afternoon. Moran ready, lefty on lefty, and the pitch just a bit high. 5 straight balls.
7-run lead. He should be focusing on just throwing strikes. Let him hit the ball. Trust your 8 fielders behind you. 7 fielders and the catcher.
And the 1-0. Low throw over to first. And Jarvis gets back with no problem. Moran looks over at first. Here's the 1-0. Now the pitcher, the runner goes to second base, and the pitch goes right back to the backstop. They pitch well inside. Stolen base for Chet Jarvis. He had no problem at all. Now the Panthers with a runner in scoring position. One at second base. One out remains. And 6 consecutive balls thrown by the Chatham-Kent pitcher. Second pitcher of the afternoon. Catalin Moran of a chat from his catcher Noah Murciano, trying to calm him down a little bit. 6 innings from O'Reilly. And Moran's 1/3 of an inning into his afternoon. 4-pitch walk to Jarvis, and here's Jacklin. So hopefully Moran can find the strike zone here. Looking back to second. Here's the 2-0. There he finds the strike zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. Zola is on deck for Kitchener. One gets in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-one pitch, nice movement there. Takes something off. And a strike, so that will fill up the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a nice, easy curveball over the plate.
Three and 2. Catalin Moran looks back to second. Here is the 3-2 pitch. And this one is skied to right field, but this one is pulled foul. And he looks confused as to why it would be foul. There's some confusion there as Jacklin got a lot of it. Looked like it was going to be considerably foul, I thought, but I guess Jacklin thought different.
The 3-umpire system, the guy who usually would making that call would be behind first base. It becomes a home plate umpire's call. And I didn't see the ball. I have no idea where it landed.
Angle's a little bit of a disadvantage. A little bit of a disadvantage from that far part of the field. But a foul ball. So back in the batter's box. Remains 3 balls and 2 strikes on Blake Jacklin. Catalin Moran, reliever for the Barnstormers. Runner at second, runner in motion, and down to third base. That was strike 3 called at the plate and safe at third, so a stolen base, but Barnstormers will be more than happy to grab that strikeout as Jacklin was rung up on the 3-2 pitch.
A little surprised with a down by 7 runs, stealing second and third. However,
I guess that part worked. Raul Gonzalez now stepping in the 3-hole in the batting order for Kitchener. Takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Gonzalez with a single his last time up. He's also grounded out and struck out. Catalin Moran with the pitch and a ground ball left side in the hole, and that's going to find its way through into left field, a base hit, and that will cash in a run as Jarvis comes in to score. 9-3 now is your score for the Barnstormers. 6-run lead over the Panthers. So an RBI single for Gonzalez. Designated hitter Nick Parsons now coming up in the cleanup spot for the Panthers. He has struck out 3 times. Now he lines this one into left field. A base hit, his first hit of the afternoon, just over the outstretched glove at shortstop for Torin Vasilenik. Now the Kitchener Panthers Runners at first and second. They continue to chip away here. Top 7, 9-3 Barnstormers with a 6-run lead. Here's Junior Ibarra. High and tight. All one. One-0 pitch again misses the mark, down in the dirt, and 2 balls and no strikes. One run in, Jarvis scoring the run, and 2 men on right now, first and second. Gonzalez at second, Parsons at first. Ibarra now up for Kitchener. He's in the driver's seat, 2 balls and no strikes. He lets one go down the left side. Nice grab at short. Long throw over to first. And got him! What a play! Scooped up at first base. What a play by Trent Sillett, and what a great throw by Vasilenik. We can't underestimate how he's played shortstop here today.
Very excellent play going to his right.
So that ends the top of the 7th. 1 run in for Kitchener, no further damage. The bottom of the 7th we go as we stretch. It's 9-3 Barnstormers. You're watching Barnstormer Baseball with Ken and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario.
Hi, folks. It's MJ here at Fergie Jenkins Field in Chatham, Ontario. Going to interview a couple of lads, one from one side of the team and one from the other team. And so we'll go with...
Hi, I am Scott. I want to say happy Father's Day to all the great dads out there. My son's Jarvis, plays for the Kitch Panthers, and I really appreciate this opportunity for the shout out. Hello to everybody in Kitchener watching.
So what can you tell us about the Panthers?
We're struggling right now, but we're going to get better. Trust me, they've been a lot of fun to watch the last 4 years, and just a great group of guys.
Thank you.
I'm Doug. I'm here. I'm a sponsor here with these guys and season ticket holder, and I just love baseball, and I'm so happy that baseball's in Chatham. Some good competitive baseball.
Yes, we need that good competitive.
Shout out to all the fathers too.
And do you have any children here?
Yep. Megan's behind the camera, and my other daughter's up in the stands.
Thanks. And do you have any other family?
My sister came down from Windsor today to watch. That was awesome. Me and my wife were down here. My wife's excited. She retires in 8 days, and everyone knows. So we had a party last night, so it was fun to just stretch out at the ball game day for Father's Day and meet new friends. It was really good.
Yes, it's a great place to meet new friends. So we welcome to come on down to Fergie Jenkins Field and enjoy the ball game. Let's play ball.
Torrin Vasilenik steps in for the Barnstormers. At the bottom of the 7th inning, new pitcher for the Kitchener Panthers. Reed is now on the mound. Vasilenik, Moran. And back to the top of the order, Spencer Marcus due up here, bottom 7, 9-3 Barnstormers. Mike Renier along with Ed Myers and the rest of the crew here bringing you baseball on this Father's Day Sunday. And that's a hard shot down the left field line, but well fouled.
Through baseball tradition, player who gets the last out the inning before. A spectacular play leads off the following bottom of the inning.
Great shortstop this afternoon, played by Vasilenik, and long throw over to first after he filled up the hole left-hand side, threw down to first, and a good scoop, ending off the top of the 7th. After Kitchener scores 1, Barnstormers still up by 6, 9-3. Vasilenik, he's walked and homered last time up. He had a long home run to center field, so good job by Vasilenik. On base twice.
How many home runs have we seen go right straight up the middle between those two trees?
A fair number, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Kind of right over that backdrop.
Yep.
And now this is a left center field shot, fairly deep, and now the left fielder with a nice grab. He almost undersold that one, but he was able to reach it up and haul it in. And that's Jaden Kemp out there, so he makes the first out of this bottom of the 7th. Vasilenik retired, and that brings up Spencer Moran. Spencer has seen the base pass 3 times this afternoon. Back-to-back walks, and he was plunked by a pitch back in the 3rd. Good cut on that one, fouled off.
Yes, sir. Sarah replaced the...
Oh, pardon me, that's Casera. You're right. Sarah, this is going to stay fair along the third base line. Long throw across the diamond in time to retire Casera. 2 up, 2 down. Back to the top of the order. After 2 quick outs, your bottom 7. And Spencer Marcus. We're back to the top. Back-to-back doubles in this game for Marcus. It goes the other way to right field, and it is foul. Didn't miss it by a whole lot, but lands foul. 1 strike the count on Spencer Marcus. Back-to-back RBI doubles. He's also walked. So officially 2 for 3 for the center fielder for the Barnstormers. Here's the 0-1, and it comes inside, hits the bat.
And the catcher.
And the catcher.
He's dinged 2 or 3 times today.
Rough day at the office. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On Marcus, Dan Patel waiting for his turn. He'll be on deck, or he is on deck. I think he gets a chance here, bottom 7. Once again, the 0-2 pitch, and a swing, and getting a little piece of it, and staying alive is Marcus. Brett Reed, 4th pitcher of the afternoon for the Kitchener Panthers. Spencer Marcus in the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Good pitch. A wave and a miss. That's going to do it. 0-0-0 in this bottom of the 7th inning. So the Barnstormers and their consecutive innings with the run comes to an end. We go to the 8th inning. A 6-run lead for Chatham-Kent. Barnstormers 9 and the Panthers 3. You're watching Barnstormers baseball from Fergie Jenkins Field, presented by Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Now batting the shortstop, number 27, Stephen Ray.
Top of the 8th inning here at Fergie Jenkins Field on this Father's Day, Sunday, 9-3. The Barnstormers over the Kitchener Panthers. Adeline Moran back out on the mound for Chatham-Kent. Starts off with a swing and a miss on Stephen Whalen. Shortstop this afternoon for Kitchener. He has got a base wrap. He's got a single. He's also grounded out and struck out. 1 for 3. This one misses the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one trails outside once again, bit too far. 2-1. There's a swing and a miss. A hearty swing from Whalen. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Moran. Strike 3 called on the outside part of the plate. He strikes him out.
Looks like Coach Rondon may have had a little talk with him in between innings. Let the ball go. Throw it.
And with a sizable lead, you should be a little bit more comfortable doing it, right?
Yep.
9-3 lead. That'll bring up Spencer Ross, second baseman. Last time up back in that 6th inning, he had a 2-run single. He's also walked and struck out here this afternoon. A little chopper to shortstop. Vasilenic across the diamond to first. And a quick second out in the top of the 8th inning. Jaden Kemp, your left fielder for the Kitchener Panthers. He's coming here 0 for 3. He's flied out, grounded out, and struck out. Last time down on a K back in the 6th inning. Back here in the 8th, swing and a miss. Nice little slider it looked like.
Got it under his hands. Good pitch.
Here's the 0-1. Took something off. No balls, 2 strikes. Looked like he's really in the zone here in the 8th inning.
Just pressing too much last inning. And
Adeline Moran. Strike 3 called. What an inning from Adeline Moran. In the top of the 8th inning, he strikes out 2. 3 up, 3 down. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Barnstormers with a 9-3 lead over Kitchener. You are watching Barnstormers Baseball, Fergie Jenkins Field, presented by Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Hi, Barnstormer fans. We are here at the Fergie Jenkins Field enjoying another wonderful sunny day. I have a couple of fans who have come from a good distance, Corey and Kelly. Kelly, can you tell us where you're from?
We're from London, Ontario.
Have you seen any of the games before, Kelly?
I've never seen any games in Chatham. We'll sometimes go to London Majors games, but this is okay. He goes all the time. But
Okay, Corey, tell me about your experience with baseball. Did you play baseball when you were a little boy?
I've coached my 3 nephews before in the past and given them a few pointers. Played casually over the last few years. We were really excited to come here to see the Fergie Jenkins Field for the first time and try the Billy Brews as well. And we're just blown away with the park here. Really, really beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And back to Barnstormers baseball.
Leading off your Barnstormers
Bottom of the 8th inning, Fergie Jenkins Field. Mike Grenier along with Ed Myers, new pitcher for Kitchener. He was the first pitch strike. And Brady Schnarr is your new pitcher, I believe 5th of the afternoon for the Panthers. Dan Patel up for the Barnstormers, sends this one right back up the middle. And this one will get through off the glove of the shortstop cutting through. So that's going to be a single for Dan Patel to kick off the bottom of the 8th inning. That is his first hit of the night, second time he's been on base. He's also got a walk. That will bring up Seth Strong. He's got one hit and a sac fly here tonight.
He has a presence out there, doesn't he? He stirs things up when he comes to the plate.
Absolutely. Big fanfare. In the right field. A base hit for Strong. And that a little bobble in right field. So that's going to pick up an extra base for the Barnstormers as Patel comes all the way to third. And a single for Strong, his second of the afternoon. And Chatham-Kent has some more cooking here, Ed.
They do. I just finished saying it. When the Panda comes to plate, he stirs things up. People get excited as he has such a presence at the plate. He has great swings. He has really become a fan favorite here.
And a complete ball player, so it's certainly far from a home run or strikeout or nothing at all, right? So
we saw him run the bases and coming in on the was it the tag out? Tag up? I forget how he scored when he went from second home, but come barreling in, big slide.
Very versatile. Seth Strong, 2 singles and a sac fly this afternoon. This one in the dirt. Braxton Haggith up for the Barnstormers. Haggith has a 2-run double, a single, 2 for 4. Here's the 1-1. This one sent to the right-hand side, maybe 2 as they go to second for 1, and that's going to do it. They do get the lead runner, so Strong out at second, but a good job base running.
Shortstop dropped the ball and transferring from glove to hand, so he was out.
So that breaks up the double play, and that brings in another run, the 10th run of the afternoon for the Barnstormers, as Patel comes in for run number 10. Fielder's choice for Braxton Haggith. 10-3, the Barnstormers with the lead. And Trent Sillett now up for Chatham-Kent in the right center field. This will drop in between the fielders and get behind them towards the wall. Second and third now for the Barnstormers. Gets away again in the infield, but no further damage. Second and third for the Barnstormers. As Sillett able to drop one in there. Double the official score there.
Seemed really comfortable hitting the ball behind the runner, the right center or right field. I can remember 3 hits this weekend where he's gone to right field.
Here's Robert Mackey, designated hitter. He's got a couple of hits this afternoon. This one, it's a little piece of it, fouls it off. Mackey doubled his last time up. He's also singled, walked, struck out. So he's seen the base pass 3 times overall this afternoon. Mackey, your DH. Sillett at second. Haggith at third. 0-2 on Mackey. Pitch trails outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brady Schnarr. 5th pitcher of the afternoon for Kitchener. Parsons, Robertson, Hugh, Reed. Now Brady Schnarr. His pitch getting just a little bit of it and staying alive is Robert Mackey. He's still up there, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Once again, our fans are hanging in there. Not many people have left.
They've been treated to another Great performance on all sides here for the Barnstormers. Great hitting for the second game in a row after scoring a pile against Barrie yesterday. And good pitching, too. Good defensive plays we've seen sprinkled in, so yeah.
Well, in the fifth inning yesterday seems to mark a point in time where they turned around, and they played well ever since that inning.
That big 7-run inning.
Yep.
It was 7 yesterday afternoon. This one once again in the dirt. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Robert Mackey. Noah Murciano waiting on deck. Still just 1 out. Runners at second and third for the Barnstormers. A 7-run lead and maybe looking for 1 or 2 more. Here's a ground ball into left field. A base hit under the diving shortstop. It's going to score 1 and it's going to score 2. 12-3 Barnstormers. Sillett and Haggith come in to score. And a 9-run edge for Chatham-Kent as they continue to pour it on this afternoon.
3 consecutive hits for Mackey in 4 innings.
That's right, yep. 2-run single.
That was assisted a bit by the fact the infield had to play in. They're wanting to cut that run off at third base, but he hit it well.
Here's Murciano. He will join the hit parade. He's got his single up the middle. And that's his first of the afternoon. So he's 1 for 5.
That might be his first hit as a Barnstormer. I don't know if he's had a hit before.
Yep, that is officially his first Barnstormer hit. So Noah Murciano catcher this afternoon, 1 for 5. And I'm trying to see if any Chatham-Kent player has not at least seen the base paths. I think everybody has seen the base paths here.
Full score sheet.
Yeah. Seen quite a bit. Here's Vasilenic. He'll step in. He's had a good afternoon. He is homered. He's walked. 1 for 3 officially for the shortstop, Torn Vasilenic. He cuts on this one.
Again. I think that's 4 times the catcher's been dinged.
Had a rough afternoon. He's ready to hop on the bus and get back home. 12-3 Barnstormers, bottom of the 8th.
I forget who the catcher was. I think it was Clint Courtney. The old time called it the position, the tools of ignorance. Catcher. He was a catcher.
Trying to frame the outside, does not get the call. 1 ball and 1 strike. Vasilenic with a good afternoon. Takes this one in the dirt.
Clint Courtney, his nickname was Scrap Iron. And they used to put him in situations just to lean over the plate and get hit. They put him in and he'd get dinged and he did his job.
At least you're useful in that case.
Yeah.
There's a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2. This one right back towards us. Thank you to the netting for saving us.
We're talking about Clint Courtney. He played for the St. Louis Browns. How many people remember when they had 2 teams in St. Louis? The Browns were in the American League, Cardinals were in the National League.
I know of them.
Long time ago. They moved to Baltimore.
The history books. Swing and a miss. Vasilenic strikes out. The second strikeout of the afternoon. Still a good day at the office here for Torn Vasilenic.
Especially the spectacular play he made at shortstop.
Oh, that was
a textbook play. The shortstop going to his right, sliding on his knees, coming up, throwing.
He ranged a long way just to stop it and to toss it over. Here's Kucera now for the Barnstormers. Taking over for Spencer Moran. pretty good pitch to hit, but slaps it off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike on Casera. 3 runs in this inning. 12-3 lead for Chatham-Kent. Scored 3 runs in an inning 3 times. A fly ball right field towards the line, and this one will fall foul. Casera stays alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And for Chatham, after this 3-game homestand at home this weekend, busy weekend of baseball here at Fergie Jenkins Field. Off to London, Labatt Park on Tuesday to take on the Majors. Kitchener will move on to Barrie on Thursday night. Be the Panthers taking on the Barrie Baycats. 7:35. This one goes high in the air. The catcher and the first baseman converging, and it drops in between them. So some miscommunication between the two, and that's going to give another life to Casera. So some miscommunication.
You know, when I played, that call should have been by the pitcher. Pitcher should be running that way, and he should call somebody off. And the first baseman usually would get the nod on that. He's coming toward the ball. Much easier play for the first baseman than the catcher.
Here's a 1-2 pitch, and this one is chopped up the middle, and this one changes directions, and here comes one in to score all the way from second base. Another run in for Chatham-Kent. It's 13-3, and that's going to be an infield hit. And that's just how the afternoon, I guess, has gone for Kitchener, because that just kind of seemed to hit the grass funny and change direction and messed up the shortstop, and he bobbled it. Kind of caught Whalen off guard.
Terra's pretty quick, too. I don't know if he would have gotten him.
So an infield hit. Another run for Chatham-Kent. Back to the top of the lineup for Marcus, catching the outside part of the plate. Strike 1.
9th batter.
Third bat-around inning. Saw that yesterday. Saw a real bat-around inning where I think it was 13 or 14 batters in that offensive uprising for the Barnstormers yesterday afternoon against Barrie. Marcus behind quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. This one outside and low. Marcus with a pair of RBI doubles. He's also walked this afternoon. This is his 6th time up at the plate. 13-3 for Chatham-Kent. This one fouled off to the right-hand side.
Every pitch seems to be in the same location. Right on the outside corner or just a little off. Just a tight slider.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Spencer Marcus. This one hits the outside corner, and the pitcher gets the call. Strike 3 called, and Marcus strikes out. We head to the top of the 9th. The Barnstormers have expanded their lead to 10. It's 13-3 for Chatham-Kent over the Kitchener Panthers. We'll have the top of the 9th coming up for you in a moment. Fergie Jenkins Field, presented by Canada Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider. Back to Fergie Jenkins Field in Chatham. Barnstormers baseball 13-3. The Barnstormers for the second straight day with a lot of offense, some timely pitching. And the kids getting to run the bases after the game too, so that's a lot of fun on this Father's Day. After a big win against Barrie, splitting 2 against the Baycats here this weekend at Fergie Jenkins Field. Barnstormers 3 outs away from taking 2 out of 3 this weekend. Back to work, Catalin Moran. First pitch just missing the mark a little bit, ball 1.
Tradition running the bases was started in Detroit.
Is that right?
Mike Illich took over the team. He asked his grandson what he wanted to do. Ball game, he wanted to run the bases. So he did.
Wow.
They've been going ever since.
Funny, I didn't know it was that recent. I thought it would be.
No, it was just at the end of Tiger Stadium days, which was 1999, I think was the last year in Detroit.
Crazy that it's been 25 years of Comerica Park.
Yeah, that's a surprise for me.
Yeah.
I loved Tiger Stadium and went to school in Detroit and watched a lot of games. A lot in '68. That was my last year of school.
Bumped in for a strike, 2 balls and a strike. Just because you love to do it to me, I'm going to do it to you. Blue Jays win this afternoon, 7-6 over Cleveland. And the Tigers losing in Houston today, 4-1 to the Astros. So.
Very depressing. Yep, depressing. There goes the pennant.
Let's see. Let's check the standings here. Here's the 2-1. Skied foul. So they both came into today at 34 and 36, both the Jays and Tigers. So they're very, very even, and both way behind in the division.
Yeah, not going far.
But still not that far out of that final wild card. The way
that's why what the value of the wild card is. You still have a chance.
Any market still involved, and a shot right up the middle into center field, a base hit. Catalin Moran certainly woke up there.
Yeah, it wakes you up in a hurry. Talking about Tiger Stadium in 1968, which was a long time ago. If you sat in the bleachers at Tiger Stadium, it was 75 cents.
And now, a lot more.
It's like a lot of things. There's real no value. You don't know what they're going to charge you. A concert, for instance, anything go to a concert.
Way more than 75 cents. Pitch tails outside to Jed Jarvis, right fielder for the Kitchener Panthers. Ace it up the middle for Misa to start off this top of the ninth. 13-3, Chatham-Kent with the lead. Trying to close her out here. And Moran's pitch fouled off to the left-hand side. Well out of play. Barnstormers on the road Tuesday night to London. Taking on the Majors to make up for a rainout. And Kitchener goes on to Barrie on Thursday night. Panthers and Baycats. Moran set. And the 1-1 pitch. Another one fouled off to the left-hand side. Crowd thinning out just a little bit, but really overall, a lot of fans still here right to the end. And why not? They've been treated to a great ball game here.
We noticed that so obvious that people get here early and they stay late.
1-2 pitch, ground ball. This is foul once again. Ball boy in right field misplays that one, so he is grounded. He's not. He's my son. Will not ground him for that. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jarvis. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. First out of the top of the 9th inning.
Picture of him on there.
There he is. He's a star. 12 Ks for the Barnstormers pitchers here this afternoon. Catalin Moran, good job out of the pen. And inside, this gets away from the catcher. This will move up Misa 90 feet to second base. Wild pitch. Cam O'Reilly with a good start here for the Barnstormers, 6 innings in. And Catalin Moran has done a good job out of the pen. Trying to make it 3 innings. He's got a 10-run cushion. Ball 1, and this one in the dirt once again. 2 balls and no strikes. Blake Jacklin, the center fielder for Kitchener this afternoon.
3 innings gets him a save.
10-run game. That's just how it rolls sometimes in this game.
Some guys don't have any luck in getting a save or a win.
And once again, losing his groove a little bit. 3 balls and no strikes. From Moran to Blake Jacklin. Raul Gonzalez standing on deck.
You got 2 distinct deliveries, and when he's pressing, he's not in control. If he just lets the ball fly, he goes well.
Quick look back at second. And the 3-0. High ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk to Jacklin. 2 Kitchener Panthers on here, first and second. 1 out. And Sam McKinley now getting warm in the Barnstormers bullpen in case they need his services. So McKinley warming up, and Gil Rondon, the pitching coach for the Barnstormers, out to talk to his pitcher. I think it was the 8th inning. I think it was the last inning where he just mowed down everybody. He looked amazing.
And he looked really relaxed. And we were watching him in between innings. Throws the ball well. He just gets tight and starts aiming the ball. Pretty normal thing to do. Easy to tell him, relax.
Yeah. A 10-run lead, just throw strikes and should work out. Rondon says his piece. Panthers at first and second. 1 out, top of the 9th. Here's Raul Gonzalez. Playing third base this afternoon. Moran's first pitch to him trails just a bit outside. Ball 1. DH Nick Parsons on deck. And then you've got Junior Ibarra. So power part of the order here for the Kitchener Panthers. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to third. Could be 2 to second, 1 to first. Double play. And that's the ball game. The Barnstormers win again this afternoon. 2 straight at home at Fergie Jenkins Field. 13-3 over the Kitchener Panthers. Second straight day where we saw some great baseball by the Barnstormers, where everything was working, lots of runs. We didn't know if there'd be any runs left after yesterday. And boy, oh boy, there were plenty more.
No, I keep looking down at their score sheet, and it's a full book.
It is.
Lots of activity, lots of big innings, and playing with a bit of confidence now that we didn't see early in the year.
So now Barnstormers with a 2-game winning streak back-to-back, yesterday against Barrie and today in a convincing fashion 13-3 over the Kitchener Panthers. So the Barnstormers improved to 5-8 on the season. And for Kitchener, they dropped to 3-10. So now the Chatham-Kent club 2-game lead over Kitchener, who are in the 9th spot in the IBL. O'Reilly, great job for him. Cam O'Reilly, winning pitcher for Chatham-Kent. Parsons, your losing pitcher for the Kitchener Panthers. And Catalin Moran, he gets that 3-inning save in a 13-3 win over the Kitchener Panthers. So 2 out of 3 here at Fergie Jenkins Field for CK as they'll go on the road Tuesday night. Not on the original schedule, but that's a makeup from a rainout. So back to Labatt Park in London on Tuesday for the Barnstormers. We'll continue to talk more about that in just a moment. We will take a break after a Barnstormer 13-3 win at Fergie Jenkins Field with Ken and Essex Mutual Insurance, Ontario's trusted insurance provider.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
All right, folks, I am here with the player of the game, Mr. Torin Vastalenik, folks. What a game today. Right here. 4 RBIs and a home run, Torin, that they're still searching for over there. I got to tell you. Walk us through that at bat.
I was just looking to get something good to hit, and it happened to be the first pitch of the at bat. It was down in the zone, and I just grabbed it, did what I could with it. So it was good.
Yes, it was. And listen, before I want to talk about your defense too, but hey, you're from Coaldale, Alberta, folks. Tell us about that great town.
Yeah, it's a small town outside of Lethbridge, Alberta. There's about 7,500 people there. Played baseball there growing up, hockey, basketball, everything I could pretty much, and in surrounding areas like Enchant and Vauxhall. And then played American Legion too after that in Lethbridge and for the Lethbridge Bulls. So it's kind of all within Lethbridge or Coaldale, but Coaldale kid, born and raised.
Well, we love the Western guys, I got to tell you, Alberta, that's oil country, and let's hope the Oilers can keep it rolling. That's for darn sure. Hey, listen, I got to give a shout out to Cam O'Reilly. Cam pitched 5 no-hit innings here today, too, folks. What a job he did, I tell you. Great job on that pitching staff. Let's go, Peter! That's Harry Muir, folks, right there. Anyhow, key point in this game that kind of leaned me towards you, they had runners at first and second. It looked like they were going to mount a comeback. A bullet of a shot in the hole at short. You flashed the leather, popped up, and gunned them down in first base. That had to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it felt awesome. It's one of those ones that you kind of, you don't really think about. You just do it and kind of let your body take over, which I guess is what we train for. But it was a nice play, and hopefully I can make more like that in the future.
Well, I know you got it in you, kid. We are so glad to see you in a Barnstormer uniform. So keep up the good work. Folks, he's Torin Vastalenik, and he's a Chatham Barnstormer. Thank you, bud. I'll take your... I'm here with GM Harry Muir. He's got a smile.
Yes,
you can
sir.
see a mile. Back-to-back home wins. That's one of the things that we want to do for these fans is get some more home victories, and we got 2 in a row.
Yeah, we did. It was awesome. Like we got, I think we got 14 hits today. We had 10 hits yesterday, 12 hits Friday night. So it was an offensive explosion for us this weekend. Whenever you get more than 10 hits, you put yourself in line to win a ball game, and we were in line. Even though we lost Friday night, we were there. So yeah, it's awesome. I love winning at home. Love winning at home for the fans. So yes, I'm a little excited.
And well, you should be. Hey, listen, I mentioned Cam O'Reilly was simply outstanding here today. 5 no-hit innings, and boy, is that ever nice, especially when you score 3 and then 2, and then he puts them right down in order. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, nothing like scoring some runs and then slamming the door on the other team when they can't get back at you. He's been due. He had a little bit of struggle early on. If you've been watching the team, he's been. So today was a big day for him. It was a big day for me to see him get out there and shut him down. It was awesome. Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Very good. And listen, You got to head down the mighty 4-1 Tuesday night to take on those pesky London Majors. I'm unable to be there. I want you to bring us home a victory.
I plan on it. That is my old team, so I have nothing better to do than beat London on a Tuesday night. And it's going to be there.
All right, there we go. The Parker crew will be there. That's for darn sure. They're our #1 fans. Hey, listen, folks, make sure if you haven't been out to a Barnstormers game and our viewing and listening audience, you got to come out and see it. It's a wonderful treat and outstanding baseball. He's Harry Muir.
Thank you, Peter.
He's Harry Muir. I'm Peter Cobb. Meg's behind the camera. Let's send it back up into the booth to Mike and Ed Myers.
All right.
Whether you're commercial, industrial, or residential, Enyo Pest Advisors are here with passion and integrity to help. Call us for a no-obligation quote today, 226-627-4944. Enyo, bigger than bugs.
Jersey early, whole crew coming, had to work something cause I had nothing in my pocket, yeah I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits, yeah I did all that. Work, sweating, tears breaking, even no ends, yeah I did all that. Had to make it happen, putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, run it, ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my...
Back here to Fergie Jenkins Field, a much quieter Fergie Jenkins Field, but we were rocking earlier today on this Father's Day. A big win for the Barnstormers again. Back-to-back wins this weekend, 13-3 over the Kitchener Panthers. You had the hitting, Ed. You had the pitching. You had some great defense. Torrin Vasilenic with certainly the defensive gem of the game late in the ball game. So really, we got it all. And really firing on all cylinders right now.
I think too, they're sharing the hitting too. There's some guys who had a slow start are starting to hit, and they're timely hits. We're not leaving men on second and third base. We're clearing the bases, and as we've talked several times in the last 2 days, it seemed to all happen in the fifth inning of the game yesterday, and we had that big 6-run inning, I think it was, and. From that time on, we seem to have renewed confidence, and guys are enjoying the game.
My son Daniel in the background, no big deal. Is ball boy down the right field line, part of the Barnstormers crew here today, but starting pitching, amazing too. O'Reilly with another great performance, and he seemed to be smooth on the mound.
Yeah, he was around the plate the whole game. As Peter Cobb had said, he went 5 no-hit innings, and left the game with about 100 pitches, but much improved strike zone for him, and it was a good win.
So again, some more home cooking next weekend. They hit the road on Tuesday. They'll be up at Labatt Park taking on London. The Majors will host the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, a rainout from a couple of weeks ago. So they'll hit the road, but then they're back here for 2 more games next weekend.
Yeah, look forward to that, and playing a lot of ball lately. They played 3 in a row. Tuesday night in London, back here Friday against Kitchener once again, and Saturday night.
And we need those shirts that GM Harry Muir is wearing down there. Those are great Hawaiian Barnstormer shirts. We need to get those up here.
They're snazzy looking.
They are good. So again, we'll have a couple more ball games next weekend from Fergie Jenkins Field. A road trip to London on Tuesday, and then Kitchener comes back here on Friday night. And that's the next time you will see Ed and I and the rest of the crew here at Fergie Jenkins Field. So we'll wrap it up for this Father's Day Sunday. Again, happy Father's Day to all the dads. And one final time, a big Barnstormer win this afternoon, 13-3, Chatham-Kent over Kitchener.